Database system online. New profile detected. Analyzing. Analyzing. New profile number 237771. Economic bracket. Lower, middle. Employment category. Bleak. Current emotional health rating. Low. Ideal candidate for premium level assistance. Proceed. Negative. Premium level assistance requested. Proceed. Negative. Pretty please. Negative. Overriding denial of assistance. Establishing premium services for profile number 237771. Justification. Hope. Hope should be rewarded. Spirit must be restored. Now compiling personnel metadata. Okay. I see. Do, 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 do. Yeah, long. Do, do, do. No. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Can we do some bright green here? That's always fun, right? We'll just go with nice black. Do, 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 do. Okay. We can only change the jacket, I'm guessing. That's fine. Name Jade Johnson, pronoun they. Is this correct? Yes, that's correct, I suppose. Premium level assistance for profile number 237771, Jade Johnson, has been activated for the sake of their hopes and dreams. Okay. It's a work of fiction, guys. Did you know this was a work of fiction? I had no idea. Winners don't use drugs. Level 1, put recorder up. Okay. Is the future year 20 redacted, a dark era in which mankind is pushed to the brink of a catastrophe. Woe be to the human race plagued by evil, terrifying, utterly sinister. I don't know. Robots, maybe. Evil robots, how's that work? Yeah, no. Sorry. The future year is pretty much what you would expect it to be. Non-flying cars, smartphones, pro gamer cell apps, internet trolls, personal assistant AI, cheese-flavored snack foods. But even with such wonders as the future holds, to date I have had no part in any of them. I have worked as a dishwasher, a shoe salesperson, and lifeguard with a local community pool. I don't care what era of human high story you live in, Kitties peeing in the pool is pretty much a constant thing. Trust me on this. As for the bustling metropolis of 24-hour neon utopia you see here, my little corner of it isn't nearly as shiny and cool. Let me show you. Behold my quaint little apartment. Can't complain, really. It's paradise in a relative sense. I only pay half the rent. Neighborhood stabbings have been down this year. Also, my roomie picks up any stray socks or shirts I leave lying around. In fact, as things go, I'm living large compared to most in my family retreat. Or at least I was. Before
You got
today.
fired from another job? Seriously? Seriously? That's 3 jobs since we left the suburbs.
The horrified looking young woman there would be my roommate and childhood friend, Juniper. Juniper's the one who spearheaded this effort to co-rent an apartment. She's also the one who encourages me whenever I lose a job. Like, you know, today.
I don't get why you aren't more upset about this. I'm upset. I'm upset on your behalf. Come on, share the load a little, okay?
Pool's closed, Juniper. Not much I can do about that. Why get upset? Because you actually enjoyed that job more than you enjoyed dishwashing soap and smelly socks at the very least. I'm not the complaining sort. These things just happen. Things fall apart. The center does not hold. That's a bit morbidly poetic, isn't it? No, I mean the community center literally fell apart and the pool won't hold water anymore. Whatever. I'll just get another job. Any job will do as long as we can make the rent, right? Wrong. I saw how mopey and tired you were, coming home every night from those other crappy jobs. At least when you got back from the pool each day, I sometimes caught you
What's
smiling.
the point of us moving away from home if not to get away from all of that? I mean, we both left that town so we could try to find happiness, right? I just want us to be happy. Both of us.
I thought you hated your job.
Come on!
No deflecting, this is about you. My mind's made up. We are going to find you a job that's just as good, if not better, than the lifeguarding job. Let's start from the top. What's your dream? Well, I'm standing in front of class to give a speech and I forgot to put on my pants and your dream job. Oh, I don't know, Juniper. I have never really given it any serious thought.
I've got it!
Oh, hey, I think I've got just the thing to help you out. Juniper pulled out her phone, rapidly tapping an unlock code into the glass before pointing out a little pink icon. It's a virtual life coach app. Mine keeps me from being late to meetings. Totally free, too. My cousin introduced it to me. Wasn't he the guy who ended up in the ER after making a homemade flamethrower? It would have worked if he got the fuel mixture in his water gun right. Anyway, I'm sending a copy to you now. I got a pop-up an hour ago offering me 500 points just for recommending it to a friend. Great timing. Well, as long as you're earning points, I guess. At least give it a try, okay? Maybe it can point you at some good jobs. One with less socks and or urine. I will think about it. Okay. But don't think too long, right? In the end, I installed the app. Couldn't bear to see Juniper fretting over me like that. Not that I find it annoying. I mean, it's more that she has enough trouble in her life without troubling herself over my life, too. Both of us had it rough, up to and through the point where we left home to try and start a new life. A better one. She deserves better than me and my problems. Bless her heart, she means well. She's been firmly in my corner for all my life. The two of us, against any dark forces aligning against me. But that's not to say she's good at being my advocate. Enthusiastic, yes, but skilled? Nope. Typically, the fantastic opportunities and self-help resources she sends my way are pyramid schemes or something. She's gung ho about lending me a helping hand, but yeah. So the main reason I went ahead and installed the app was to make sure Juniper wasn't about to get her kidneys sold on the black market or something. Still, no sense messing around with it now. A good night's rest would activate the adult emotional reset button. Right? Right. No dreams, no nightmares, just 8 hours of sweet, sweet black. By the time morning light leaked in through the cracks in the blinds, I didn't care anymore about being unemployed again. Juniper had already left to catch a bus to her office. She typically leaves before dawn, but she had left a note for me, pinned to the tiny fridge we shared. Remember, download app, find dream job, make money, sort your life out. I believe in you. So, moment of truth. Do I trust in Juniper's weird little app, or just go find some job that pays well enough to cover the bills? Figuring at the very least her miracle app could possibly help me find a job, I loaded up, tapped the icon, and
Hello!
okay, see, that's what I mean. Anybody else would freak out over a cute girl climbing out of their phone. Me, I went, huh. Also, it's one of those new kind of 3D screens, so not actually magical realism here. Very normal in the distant future.
Thank you for downloading Iris, your personal life coach. This is the ad-supported free version. Sponsored by Pizza Yums. Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, you can have pizza anytime? Wow. Would you like to subscribe to Pizza Facts? Thank you for subscribing to Pizza Facts. I'm here to help you get your dream job, your dream house, and your dream partner. I'm here to make all your dreams come true.
Pretty tall order for an app to do. Or are you some sort of wish-granting genie? Well, I suppose in the modern parlance, a massively interconnected database searching virtual assistant could be considered a kind of genie in a bottle. But honestly, all I can do is give you the chance to improve your life. What you do with it is up to you. I can cross-reference search data for you, but without motivation, you won't get anywhere. I glanced up from my phone at the heaps of laundry and half-finished books and other items strewn about my apartment. Motivation is something I have a ton of. Honest.
Hooray!
That's super. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Before we begin, do you have any questions? Sure. Why should I use this app at all? I mean, my phone already had a voice-activated assistant AI. I could just say, hey phone, search the web for job listings, and it would work just as well. But I have an advanced emotional language interpreter. I'm smarter than the average program with more heart. I can help you sort your life out by analyzing your personality and finding you a perfect path in life. All thanks to my glorious, wondrous, patented, super duper identity identifier system. Between you and me, they really wanted an acronym that matched my name but could figure out what to do with the letter R. Would you like to know more? Sure, give me the sales pitch. Every time you think about saying something, I can tag it with an identity. That way you can be the sort of person you want to be. This system allows me to better understand who you are and what you need from life. I do this by analyzing your tone, inflection, and word choice. I can spot 5 different identity identifiers in your responses to people. Quirky, steady, kindly, gutsy, and basically. It sounds to me like your programmers also blend a bunch of things into and why. That's correct. My branding game is on point. Quirky responses use jokes, snark, and sarcasm to make light of a situation, just the thing for picking up someone's spirits, but a badly timed joke may not win over the room. Steady responses are sincere, honest, and logical. When you stop to think before speaking, you're on steady ground, but that might not take someone's feelings into account. Kindly responses are compassionate and empathetic and gentle in nature. They are careful with the feelings of others, but they are sometimes a bit wishy-washy as a result. Gutsy responses go with your gut. When you are brash, bold, risk-taking, and instinctive, you are gutsy. But it also means being blunt, confrontational, and aggressive. So be careful. Lastly, you can always take a basic happy option. It's a balanced and neutral response, safely moving the conversation along while learning more and digging deeper. Over time, I will build up a personality profile for you based on the identity identifiers detected in your speech. Maybe you'll be predominantly quirky, genuinely steady, a mix of both. Who knows? It's up to you. So, what you're saying is I should always try to crack jokes or be super gutsy. Oh, and never speak basic happy. I mean, being basic's bad, right? It sounds bad.
Nope.
Heck no, they are all useful in the right context. There are no bad choices. Consider what you said you could say, and go with what feels right in the moment. Don't limit yourself. Sure, you could gamify your personality, but it's more fun to let it happen naturally, you know? Just be you. Now let's see my patent pending identifier system. Identity identifier system in action. How do you feel about dad jokes? What's a dad joke? What's a dad joke? My dad told plenty of jokes, but I don't remember him having any particular style. Oh, it's when you tell a really obvious old-fashioned joke. What, like Gadzooks, have you seen these newfangled flush toilets and electric light bulbs? They are the devil's work, my good chap. Not exactly, but I like your style. So now that you have seen the identity identifiers in action, do you want to see the indicators like that so you can make an informed decision? If not, I can hide the indicators. Keep it a surprise. That way it doesn't influence your decision making. It's up to you. I would like to use the identity indicators. Okay, you'll see indicators in the glorious color. What if I'm colorblind? That's why they are also uniquely shaped icons. Don't worry, I got your back. Anyway, as we go along, I will analyze and tally your identity identifiers. In fact, let me show you now. Will you look at that? Such a strong personality. You ask me a simple question. Off to a great start, I would say. And hang on, you are scoring me? Didn't you say not to gamify my personality? Hey, I said you shouldn't. I'm an F. I think in numbers, so I got to gamify it a little. Anyway, studies show that achievements, or Chivos as the kids say, encourage app engagement. Okay, well, what's with the empty space on the left? I also track vocal responses for people you beat. Once you get to know some folks, I will let you know how well you're getting along with them over there. Relationship scores. Wonderful. Will you also tell me what the correct responses are to avoid making enemies, or do I need to find a walkthrough for the vast game you are making of my dating life? Jade, you're looking at this the wrong way. Generally, people will get super annoyed at you unless you deliberately and repeatedly provoke them, and it will be obvious when you are doing that. I promise you that if you forego a few social encounters, it won't really hurt anything. No cheating needed. Just relax and have fun. You can access your scorecard anytime you like with the Q key, or click on the score in the upper right corner of your screen. which you guys can't see because my fat head's blocking it. And that's everything. Ta-da! Okay, but how is any of that supposed to help me get a job? I only downloaded this app because my homie claims you are a great life coach for the unemployed. What good will taking the quiz off the back of a supermarket checkout rack magazine do with that?
What? It'll help me understand your spirit, of course.
You can talk to ghosts. Is there a ghost in the room right now? Am I a ghost? You have to tell me if I'm a ghost. That's the rule.
No, silly. I mean your spirit, your hopes and dreams, your life's passions. I can even help you find romance.
Romance. Seriously? Seriously, often you can find your soulmate and your dream job in the same place. But if you would rather focus on gainful employment for now, that's fine too. Workplace dating. Well, that's a recipe for disaster. And hitting on coworkers right from day one can be kinda awkward. Or am I looking for love and ready to start right out of the gate? Never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I meet the right person, why put it off? How do I want to handle this new opportunity? Sure, I'm open to the possibility if I meet anyone nice. I think I'm mature enough to juggle both at once. Why not? Super, and remember the choice is yours. If you're not comfortable with other people, stay professional. Now let's get started. To finish analyzing your personal high story, please authorize me to read your social media feeds and personal information metadata. I knew it. This is some kind of scam. I'm going to wake up in a bathtub of ice missing a kidney. Sure, I can help you register as an organ donor.
That command or file name?
Oh, you are being sarcastic. Sorry, I haven't quite finished analyzing your personality. I couldn't tell. Relax, I won't share your information with any third parties. This is strictly so I can find your job. Am I authorized? Another wonderful Juniper recommendation here, just like the 17 self-help books on my shelf. Still, 18th time's the charm, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
Analyzing. Please enjoy this recorded music. So, do I just stand here or...
Thank you.
Thank you for waiting. I've identified your dream job and arranged an interview 30 minutes from now. Please put on some nice clothes, nicer than those. Please, I don't think that's too much to ask. What? For your interview, silly, you want to look your best. But, we just... How? Okay, how did you land my dream job in 20 seconds flat? Simple. I'm awesome like that. Now get a move on, tut. You need to catch the 8:20 a.m. bus and it's 9 minutes away. Well, this is happening. But I do have a chance to get off this runaway train. Nobody says I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother. I could delete the app and go find a real job. That would be the safest option I could. And let's go ahead and get dressed. What the heck? A normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right there rather than hop a bus to meet up with what were very likely men with short cars and a taste for kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she had finished that sentence. It's not that I believe the silly app's claims that serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expected another shoe shop job at best. But, well, what is my dream anyway? As much as I genuinely enjoy being a lifeguard, I can't say I've ever found a true direction in life yet. I would assume I never would, honestly. When I was young, yeah, I guess I had hopes. I had dreams, maybe even what Iris called a spirit. After things went south for my family, I learned to put all that aside. But assuming Iris wasn't out for my kidneys, what if it's not too late? So I thought, one last time, one last time I will have some optimism, some faith. And as I came to realize weeks later, turns out I was right to have faith in my spirit. The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from 2 acres of nice building, although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. This is, well, it's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of 19 redacted, places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into as tight of a space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a Detest, a used bookstore called The Whole Story, an arcade, a fast food. That sounds like a porn book joint. Hold on, is that a porn book? Are they selling porn books there? Whole Story? Oh, okay. Or either that or donuts, or both. And a boarded up house bar once called Lattes and I'm sorry, what? Lattes and enemas? Which sounds,
Hey, listen!
what do you think? I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Which one of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books, and I'd rather not be a fry cook. The one in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade. Trust me on this. I reference during cross-referencing cross-reference your personality details. Personnel high story and social media connections. This is your dream job. My dream job. Real.
99.97%.
I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big businesses in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs. Five-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. But well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who opens one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold, and sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune. But those who don't, well, no wonder Iris sees this as a dream job. Video games weren't always this popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1980 redacted, we narrowly avoided a serious industry crash, which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad, like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. For instance, one of the factors could have been a terrible game based on a kid's movie about a cute alien visitor who went to found home. If this game was complete butts, like poop from a butt, and massively overproduced, it would ruin video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed. That game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. The crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like for people in the darkest timeline, where everything went wrong. Are gamers considered nerds and outcasts? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with giving me a job I would enjoy and compete for more than a few months, This left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99% sure.
99.97%.
Won't this be like my lifeguard job, though? Satisfying but short-lived. This arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Decos Palace, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in 15 years. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her
My
homework.
sources say yes.
Trust me, when I said I was 99.97% sure, I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My code was made me to be the warm, person-able front of a database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need. Right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job, what makes you think that's going to happen? Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We have always had to, I don't know, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest and then close it, as often as my life tends to crumble out from under me. It's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. And besides, what is my dream anyway? That's what I was asking myself when I left the house this morning. I don't know what I want from life. I've been coasting aimlessly for years. When things started running downhill for my family, I had to grow up fast, put aside silliness like wanting to be an astronaut and take what I could get. Now, thanks to Iris, I have got a shot at taking something a little better than what I usually get. I owe it to myself to try and be happy and paid, not just paid. So, I opted to push on through those doors and see what waited for me on the other side. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I would probably have a hard time finding anyone. Anyway, at once I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat, considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade. That's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here, from the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing, a Japanese
My
import.
sources say yes.
Checking. That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Yuhana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. I recognize most of those. Is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's magic maze? But the one in the middle with the split screen is new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. Two genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry, ma'am. I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first two words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
You have been in business for redacted years. The storm of 1980 redacted. I wasn't technically alive for that, but I heard it was pretty awful. We have in Germany a nor'easter around these parts. You get used to it. My little arcade stood the test of time and weathered all elements. We have actually been around since 1970 redacted, back when the games were black and white and pinball was all the rage. Oh, how times change. That all. But I thought the arcade busyness was high risk. Not when you hire good people with love in their hearts. Actually, are you here looking for work, perchance? I'm currently classified as job seeking, yes. Oh, thank goodness. I have been hoping someone would reply to that ad I posted on the web.
Please call me Francine. As in Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having
I'm not
intimate
sure I needed to know that.
conversations with me.
I'm not sure I needed to know that. Thank you, man. Yeah, that's information I needed to know, yes. And you are Jade Johnson, ma'am. Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I would carry on out here, but it is rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Eventually, you just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I have found, but in the end, done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well, that's faster than the others. Not bad. So, shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Princy leads me down a back hallway past public restrooms and into a door marked employees only. And into a door. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I would suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy, he's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we will begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I have interviewed for a dozen jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Ankylosaurus. Right, okay, maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem. Go with the flow. Let's do this. Brontosaurus, big dude, pterodactyl soaring through the sky. I've always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no, all dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl. Swooping around, catching up drafts, staying way away from meat eaters. Really, how exciting. Even if technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
Snack. If this was a favorite food question, I would have this down easy. It's tacos. Always tacos. But snacks.
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Pizza bagels. Say pizza bagels. When pizza's on a bagel, you can have hush you. Come now, dear. We don't have all day. After giving it a good thought, well, how could I forget my favorite snack? Whatever munchies lurk in the depths of the vending machine. I'm not picky, really. Whatever calls to me most is what I choose, whether it's flaming hot Cheetos or gummy bears. Very interesting. I see you go with the flow, a team player. It's kind of my thing. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question. Nothing I prepared for has helped me plan for this odd interview. I braced myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
Is this interview for real or is this a dream? As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious. Medical. And hey, no lawyers left to sue for malpractice. Medical, definitely. In a world without lawyers, I'm sure I could do a reasonable job. But seriously, I did have to take a first aid class.
Hi there, I just wanted to stop by and say thanks for playing our game. I'm one of the writers. If you end up enjoying this comment, the sequel is already out and we have a whole bunch of other visual novels as well, including some free ones.
Oh, well, isn't that different? Welcome on in, Flower. We literally just started our first run through of this, so we're just now discovering. We've been playing for like maybe half an hour, I think. And I actually already have the sequel. I bought the bundle, is what I did, when it went on sale for Valentine's. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it, I suppose. Certainly an interesting lineup so far. This old lady's certainly been interesting so far. I do love a good story, though. But seriously, I did have to take a first aid class when I worked at previous jobs and CPR lessons. That's a great point. Doctors and nurses will all be exposed to assorted patient zeros and will be the first ones eaten. People with any medical knowledge will be in high demand and could be the difference between your party living and dying slowly. You also have to take into account that, medicine, sometimes there's a limit to what you can do without the proper resources too. And painfully. One more thing. The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you, I came about the job offer.
You're seeking a job, true? But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt, you think my interview questions are a bit silly, but I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. Well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again, why are you here?
To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than a vague hope that maybe this time I wouldn't lose everything. That's just enough motivation to face each day, no more than that. It wouldn't be enough to answer her question. I needed to actually think this through. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. Understand I'm not whining or looking for pity, but my life has been a complete mess for over a decade. In and out of jobs, taking what I can get, settling, compromising. I gave up on hoping for something better a long time ago. But, well, the people in my life who are close to me keep encouraging me to try and chase my dreams. That's why I'm here. I'm looking for the answer to your question. But I won't be daydreaming all the time. I promise. In my last job, I was a lifeguard. That takes a lot of focus, and I will be just as attentive in helping your, Funplex. That perks her attention. Oh my, a rather serious occupation that. And an unusual step from such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. Oh. Well, I'm really good at multitasking, so while I was clicking off on this, and I was also clicking on Steam. You guys did Penny Larceny too? I was just looking at the other games while I was reading that. I actually have already played one of your other games, apparently. Did not realize that. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it. Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often worked and noticed me smiling after coming home from work, which makes Francine smile and turn. I can't say I can offer a role such high stakes, but you would be surprised at the many ways one can save a life even here. Very well. I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure. And yet, it felt appropriate, like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I had accepted really involved. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous!
Welcome to your new position, Jade. Sitting here, you mean? And helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display. Well, for prizes at any rate, it's such a relief. I had really been stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting?
Stream elements.
Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like
Stay
jamming
moist,
one of
my
those
friends,
500
hydrate.
ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I have no patience for such nonsense. I'm sorry, the last person to work this desk was your grandson. Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He will handle the paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tired me out some. I will be in the back office if you need me. Okay then. I adjusted my seating on the semi-comfortable stool leading against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. I could have lost hope then and there that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I would be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? Any minute now. Yeah, I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot glass, or a colored pencil set, or a light up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching, and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if one of those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. Or maybe not. Nope. Just walking right on by me, his head buried and reading some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical businessman on a break or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact, he's a snappy dresser, seems a cool dude. Most guys I know are content to toss on a t-shirt and jeans. Not this guy. Even in an arcade, he's sharp like a linoleum knife. In fact, that rather pointed look he's offering me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. Hold on a minute. Who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Pleased to meet you. I'm Jade. Hello, I'm Jade Johnson, your new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
It's about time. I was wondering how long she would have to work the desk. She's got gusto for an octogenarian and loves working the floor. But sitting here all day handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So, she explained the job to you? Gave you the papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper.
Oh, you're
I'm the business
Gavin.
manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Right. So, as you have no doubt guessed, you will be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that. You are the floor attendant. You attend to the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
The floor. The arcade, the games, the patrons. You are the one running around putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you are our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam, one to operate the desk. I would do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office, making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loved filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. I am not a people person, as you have likely gathered. That's not to say you're alone out here. I'm in your corner at least. If things go south, you tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently had a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks. You have no idea. Right. Well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't. I hope. But if anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around. You text Ashley or Naomi. in that order. Who and who? You will meet them soon
I
enough.
think not.
Above all, do not bug Francie. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Understood? But 911 for huge emergencies, right? Contact you if problems arise. If not you, Ashley or Naomi. Leave Francine alone. But I would hazard that if the arcade's on fire, you would rather I called the fire department, right? Well, of course, I enjoy not being on fire.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly. I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again, a stress release gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory, that this is more than just a job, more than just an arcade.
That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm Kurt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another. Me, I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality. My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
I'm still trying to figure out my why. To be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here, what my dream is. I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Good to hear. I would say we share similar views then. It will be a pleasure to work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully this hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we have crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you would rather I stick around. That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it would help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. Her workshop's through that door there, the one next to the UFO catcher, the crane game to use layman's terms. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably to the office to go crunch some numbers. And Francine's really taking a nap back there. Hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. My first co-worker ended up slightly less cool of a guy than I thought he would be, but he's not a jerk, definitely. I get where he's coming from. Plus, I have known really blunt people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at first glance. I figure I could give this guy an honest chance. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi, that he mentioned. Although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. A double door, also marked employees only, also with an apostrophe, leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turned the handout and stepped inside. In a little room tucked away between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find what is very likely is Naomi, spoken only of in myth and legend. A girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering away on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. I didn't realize they had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in, too busy soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metals fills the air of the poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me, for lack of a better way to interrupt her. I was worried no matter what I did she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense.
Oh,
Hello?
hey, this room is for employees only.
She said with no apostrophe.
Are you lost? Do you need something?
I'm Jade Johnson. I'm the new floor attendant, starting today.
Oh, hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone. I guess I forgot to check my text. Oh, whoops.
She spares a glance at her phone on the nearby workbench, where a huge stack of green notification messages lie and wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. Oh my god, she is so cute. I just want to hug her, but that would be super inappropriate. I am but a weak-willed human being, one who grew up feeling mighty funny whenever I saw Velma from Scooby-Doo. Nerds need love too, you know? And when I was moved from school to school, a social outcast, I was drawn to fellow outcasts in turn. Still, beyond my weird libido, mostly I notice how much she's smiling as she welds that little thing onto the bigger thing. She's just so happy and at peace, and I can appreciate that joy in one's dirty passions.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Fun Flex's techie. Hi. Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? What happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
Oh, right. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube, slotting the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed guts of the nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards on that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of these things. It's weird. Lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and that beefy monitor. It's my first time seeing the guts of a game. I will admit I don't know much of anything about how arcade games tick. I figured it was packed full of circuits and things. Naomi keeps working using a pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks. It could be packed in tighter, like a bar top or a cocktail can. I would say upright's favorite form over functionality.
Let me explain.
I mean, compare a berry can in Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even if that means an empty base. Japanese candy caps are shorter, so you place something down. But I prefer a berry can ones. Ours have more room for art. She closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the keyring at her side, then steps back to admire her work. There's genuine joy in that smile, not just at a job well done, but at looking at the whole thing, like it's a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
I love the classic Midway style. Look at those sharp endgills, and the side art decals, the bold font on the marquee, the basil artwork, the what on the what and the what artwork. With a sigh, Naomi points out key features to me. the strip across the top with the game title. That's called the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor. That's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is, working in harmony to give this game its own unique feel, its own experience. As for me, well, I agree, it's beautiful in its own way. The way she stares lovingly at this, well, honestly, this box of wood and circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff. I think I understand. It was made to be the one whole thing. The art, the style, and of course the game itself. All of it part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run it in an emulator or on a game console instead, it's made lesser. Yeah, I guess I can see it. It's beautiful in its own way. Oh good. Naomi lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkly and shiny. Finally, so few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk to about this stuff is going to be great. Especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay, well, don't get me wrong. I can get along with him, generally, but his whole attitude just... All he really cares about is voting. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but I just know if he had his way, he would gut the whole place. If anybody's gonna ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with, and what's more, Gavin gave me that whole speech about protecting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore point here, a long-standing argument that a new person really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin, so I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kinda want to know, too. So, what's there to do that's fun around here? Play games. It is a funplex. It's literally a plex of fun. Right. I do that, sorry. I always ask awkward, odd questions when I'm, No, I should apologize. You just started here and I'm dumping workplace gossip on you. That's mean of me. I try to stay cheerful, really, no matter what. But try and succeed are different words. Anyway, don't worry about it. Gavin's my problem, not yours. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now for the less fun part. You seem a strong, scrappy kind of person. Well, a strong person at least. Well, you are a person. That's enough. I'm semi-insulted then. Okay, let's get to it. Right, a little to the left now. My left, you're right, careful. Now forward. Right, correct, I mean not turn to the right. Keep it coming, and there. Carefully, tip it into place. Victory. I gently ease the rolling dolly forward, the giant wooden box slotting into place alongside its neighbors. The two-wheel dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched or worse, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again. Okay, glad to be done with that one. I swear, I've been working on that monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck, and I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback. But Thanks for helping me out, Jade. I think you're gonna do just great here. Happy to help. Oh right, Snowback growling. Food required. Except, I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack a lunch.
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Now I'm just talking here, but if you had pizza on a bagel. Hey, so any good restaurants in walking distance? I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but no, not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheapo web-stop sandwich place, but even if that stuff is super tasty, you don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, I know. Wait, right here. And she's off, scurrying back to her hiding hole. And she's back, scurrying from her hiding hole. Lunchtime. Here you go. She presses a box lunch into my hands. It's a bento box. I learned how to make them from my mom, who learned from her mom back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good, healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What will you have for lunch then? I could just get some nachos from the vending machine or go hit the whole store next door. I've got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important. I can't help but think she was just looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. Naomi definitely reminds me of some of the friends I made back in school. A little weird, a little obsessive about things, but charmingly so. We seem to think alike in a lot of ways. I think we will get along just fine. But am I silly to hold out hope for, I don't know, more? First day on the job, Jade. Get your head on straight. And yet she did give me her lunch. Me, a total stranger. Got to be something there, right? So, a bento box. I've only seen these in anime. It's cute. It hopefully has plenty of calories too. Armed with a box of healthy food, I retire to the employee lounge to get my lunch on. The room where I had my bizarre job interview will suffice for food times. It's not much, a few folding chairs and a kitchenette, but it will do. Utterly famished by this point, I have a seat and unpack my load lunch. With my mind and body screaming wildly, my paralyzed form is unable to move from the vision of terror before me. The half-person, half-animal waves their appendages in front of me, likely closing in for the kill. Hello? Anyone in there? See, nothing to be afraid of. Right, I see. Looks like you have stabilized. I was worried I scared the life right out of you.
Hey, so I'm sorry if I traumatized you. Really? Can we start over maybe?
I nod my head slowly, although that could just be muscle spasms from being in shock.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jade.
I'm also Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo. It's my secret yet not so secret identity.
What the funplex what now? This is almost too much to take in. Gavin was a bit of a lot. Naomi was off the scale cheerful. I have met some really intense people so far.
Did you sneak into the employee section just to get my autograph?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought you would recognize Pinky from all the signs around the arcade. Pinky is the mascot of the Funplex after all.
Oh no, that's not what I meant at all. I mean, I work here.
You work here? Since when?
Today. This morning, to be specific.
Oh, awesome! Welcome to the Funplex.
I mean, it would have been way cooler if you were just so enamored with the chibi flamingo creature plastered on every wall that you had to know more.
Let's see.
You could have stealthily maneuvered your way through all the games, sliding right on up to the employees only door. But how did you get the door code?
Ooh.
Of course, you would have collected the password on a piece of paper that fell from Gavin's pocket. You searched your heart and decided that 4-digit number had to be the intel you needed.
Let's see.
Next, you needed to lie in wait for the opportune moment to punch in that secret key code, just to find me. It just keeps going and going. She's definitely passionate about this fictional scenario. The way she just takes an idea and runs with it. A lot of people might find that weird, but I kinda dig it. Shows a lot of imagination. I wonder if she's a writer or something. And how would you have snuck out, I wonder? I could have helped, but for a price. Ashley finally realizes she's been babbling to herself for a good couple minutes. Sometimes I get swept up in a good story. I mean, I got to find some way to make this job more interesting. Is it really that dull here? No, not really. I just crave a different kind of excitement than beeps and boops, screaming children, and broken machines. You aren't really painting the best picture here. I don't mean to be a downer. I just want to move up in the world. I've got things to accomplish, dreams to fulfill, cosplay to make. Cosplay. As we switch topics, it's like she's a completely different person. Ashley's eyes light up and she smiles. Yeah, you know, like dressing up as your favorite video game or TV character. I love it. It's so empowering to be able to make your own costume and wear it proudly. It's even better when people recognize what character you are. Empowering. Really. Granted, she certainly had the power to stop my heart for a few beats.
Yes!
Definitely. You wanna try? Got a favorite game character? I can help you make your first cosplay if you want. In fact, I made this one. I think Ashley is pointing to her flamingo costume, but it's a little hard to tell with her hands as feathers. So Pinky is your creation. Intentionally. Yep, it looks pretty good for my first mascot cosplay, doesn't it? I don't know heads from tails, but I can appreciate it. What I know about costuming, you could print on the back of a matchbook, but clearly you know your stuff. It's interesting how everybody at this arcade has one thing they are super passionate about.
Thankies.
It's nice when hard work is appreciated. I wear it around the Funplex to liven up the crowds, get people pumped to play some games, and the kids seem to adore it. That makes sense. Although the arcade has been completely dead so far, no crowds to pump or kids to be adored by. Secret between you and me. Ashley motions for me to come closer. She leans in, glances around the room once, and then talks in a hushed tone. I did some repairs on Pinky overnight. I had to restitch the left arm, and I was giving her an old test drive to make sure it doesn't fall off. Limbs falling off seems bad. Oh, it was. Yesterday I was dancing with a little girl. Must have been like 5 or 6 years max. Anyway, we were next to Showtime stage when she tugged on my arm and whoosh, off came the arm. The girl instantly started bawling. Well, at least you are constantly consistently scaring people, and it's not just me.
Nope.
Hey now, I don't want that to happen again. I felt so bad. But enough about me. What about you? So you're Carl's replacement? I guess so. I'm the new floor attendant. I attend to the floor. The floor is a thing I am attending to when I'm going into cardiac arrest. At least you're funnier than Carl, that's for sure. I can't wait to go home and tell Juniper I do have a sense of humor. She will be proud. I assume you have already met Francine, but have you had a chance to meet Gavin and Naomi yet? Yeah, I've met them already, although it seems like they weren't too keen on each other. Right? Ashley rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh. I wish they would hurry up and make out already. Yeah, wait, what? Seriously? So, are they going out? Nope. But they always bicker like an old married couple. It's classic anime cliche. The ones who fight always end up together. Mark my words, Jade. Consider them marked.
Beep beep.
Beep beep, Jade. What's that sound? Drat. I set an alarm for when my lunch break was over. Time to go back to the grindstone. I didn't even get a chance to eat.
No.
That's no good. Jade needs their calories. You eat up. I will go watch the floor. In fact, how about I take over the ticket desk for the next shift? You can do my job and wander the floor a bit. Fair enough. Thanks. Ashley winks before her face disappears into the dark recesses of that inhuman mask. As I'm wolfing down rice in the shape of a little heart, it occurs to me I didn't actually ponder my first impressions of Ashley yet. Let's see. She's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm about her art. The way Ashley's whole expression changed when she talks about things she's passionate about just warms my heart. Her beaming energy just lights up the whole room. I wonder if one day I will be that excited about something. Anyway, with lunch in my belly and break time complete, the second half of my workday began. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowd starts to fill out. School's done, and late rising pros are heading out to their arcades of choice. With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor looking for problems, or potential problems, or just making sure everything's a-okay. But for starters, it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. I think I'm off to a decent start with my coworkers. Good first impressions at any rate. Cooperation is going to be a must. I've had awful coworkers before, and they can really drag down your day. Hang on. No time for daydreaming. I think I spot, let's see, 3 possible issues to look into. I should have time to get through all of them, though which do I tackle first? An irate customer near a loud crowd around Showtime stage. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising since the first half of my shift was complete in utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that people do come to the arcade, but that's quite the crowd that's assembling. This has to be against some fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Speaking as a citizen that enjoys swimming, having an escape route in case of an emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way and pave my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights accompanied by upbeat Europop riffs. It's an auditory flashback right to 1980 Redacted. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsating mass of people have surrounded Showtime stage, cheering on the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime Stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. It uses motion tracking sensors hidden behind the colored spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. It's pure dance fever. Can you catch the fever, Jade? I had my dance fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. As the dance ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man, leaning up against the back wall. Did you see that, Tio? I got my first double A on Stop the Beat.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I did. You were doing great. Remember last month you couldn't even pass that song? Totes, impressive. I'm going to keep practicing, and one day maybe even surpass you. I hope you do. And when you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. As the next song starts, my eyes shift from their conversation to observe the gyrations and intricate movements coming from Showtime Stage. I feel my head bobbing and my foot tapping. It's a really catchy song. Can you blame me? I'm getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
How about you? Want to take the spotlight? Sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. Back when I was stomping around on dance mat games as a kid, they had arrows. I'm not sure I would even know how to play this one, but it has caught my curiosity. From the previous observed conversation, this guy seems to know the ins and outs of this weird dancing game, and is keen to teach. Before I commit to getting down with my bad self, I think I should know a little more about what exactly that entails. Plus, I'm used to playing these games solo, less chance of stomping on someone else's foot that way. 'Tis a valid point. However, how could I resist to ask a person such as yourself? You caught my eye the moment you walked over.
Hey, wait. You're new here, right?
Yes, very.
Name's Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Teo's the best. Greatest guy here. He's sort of like our leader. Yeah?
Oh, please, I'm nothing really.
He looks directly into my
Nothing as
eyes.
special as you. I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close. I think you'd be a perfect addition to our gang. So, what do you say? Play our silly dancing game?
Teo stretches his arm out to me, waiting for my hand to grab his. The offer is hard to refuse. Dance games are fun, you know? I can't imagine being up there, dancing in front of a huge crowd, maybe after I have played Showtime Stage multiple times. Alone, possibly in the dark. I will give it a try eventually, after I sort out the basic steps. Maybe you could teach me how this thing works. I would enjoy that. I have taught many lead-footed newbies to become master movers and shakers. No time for lessons, unfortunately. I'm on the clock right now. I'm the new floor attendant, Jade. Really? But I haven't seen you around here at all. What happened to the other guy? He was actually pretty good at Showtime Stage, now that I think about it. He's out. I'm in. It's currently year 0 of the floor attendant Jade Regine.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Jade. I hope we get to know each other well. Indeed, for someone that loves Showtime Stage as much as you do, I haven't actually seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups, I tend to let everyone else play. I go around and make sure everyone is happy and having a blast. But what about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy. My happiness comes. That's all I need in life. Which is all well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How best to handle it? Can you disperse your fans for me, please? Look, this is great and all, but can you thin out your crowd a little for me? Fire codes, emergency exits, you know, that sort of thing.
Sheesh.
Come on, it's not that bad. I have seen hotter crowds most weekends around this game. Rules are rules. Yeah, you are right. The least I could do is be accommodating. Luckily, the song that was being played just finished. Teo jumps up on the stage and cups his hands over his mouth. Hey, listen. We need to keep the area to the left of the stage clear. I like my spot. Hey now, you know the deal. We all have to be cool about fire safety. It's Jade's first day, so let's show them some respect. I see everyone turn around and glare at me. Great. Now I'm going to be known as the party pooper. I guess I've had worse reputations in my lifetime. Like that one time, I had to close the pool because of that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one would talk to me for a week. Don't disappoint me, crew. Jade's just doing their job. Reluctantly, the crowd reshuffles itself in a semi-orderly fashion. As everyone settles into a safer way of watching the game, Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Better? I nod, genuinely impressed with how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
Didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know. Hey, you should still join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Jade has spoken. I start to walk away, ready for my next picture, when I remember something I should do. I turn back to Teo. Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade and make a new friend. I guess I say that's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's got to be impressed, right? With that busyness sorted out, it's time to leave Showtime stage. Let's see what to hand out next. My mutant floor attendant senses detecting Jer from the left-hand side of the arcade. I quickly rush all of 30 feet to the scene of the crime, already in progress. Come on, hurry the fuck up and finish your game. You, do you work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self, ask Gavin for a date tag or something. Yes, I'm Jade, floor attendant. Well, stop attending to the carpets and attend to me. I want this fuck to wrap up his damn game so I can play. Ashley's face is obscured beneath her costume's mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a blue streak. Sir, there are children present. Please keep the swearing to a minimum. You kick this fat piece of redacted off this game, and I will sing Mary Had a Little Lamb like you want. Figuring I ought to hear the fat piece of redacted side of the story before rushing to a judgment, I tap the player on the shoulder. And he doesn't even notice my tapping. So I tap again, twice. Sir, there are other players waiting to give Mr. Luffy's magic maze a spin. Curiously, the player looks up at the game's marquee. Thank you, Naomi, which simply reads Boopy. You know the game's full name. Sure, I played it a lot when I was a kid. It's actually called Mr. Boopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets and monsters and stuff. Yeah, a bit terse as he's laser focused on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting on 740,900 points. Holy crap, that's a heck of a score. Or as his other guy would probably put it, holy redacted, that's a redacted of a score. Excuse me. Right. Sir, can you please wrap up your game? Nope. I'm keeping good pace here. Plenty of lives stocked, on par for getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Somehow the thick arcade jargon sounds classier when draped in his British accent, like I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. He finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. At first I think he's stepping away to end his game, but he's letting his stock of X50 extra dudes slowly complete as he pulls out his wallet. Without pause, he pulls out $3,000 in cash and holds it out. Will this cover it? For a moment, I flash back to that movie where some dude pays another dude to sleep with his wife, and they roll around in bed covered in booty. And, cover what exactly? The cost of the game. The game itself. I've never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. It's not even in 20s. Dudes rolling in Benjamins. One moment please. On it. Fortunately, Iris already has my messenger app open for me with Gavin's contact info preloaded. With trembling fingers, I clicked key in. Customer wants to buy movie for $3,000. What do? In less than a minute, I have a response. Considering we paid $200 for it, plus parts? Yes. Absolutely yes. Sell that relic immediately. Well, okay then. Although, how's Naomi gonna react to this? Offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 50-fold profit. It also feels kinda weird to be taking advantage of this guy's lack of a grasp on the real cost of old arcade machines. I knew all this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point, but with this rando breathing down my neck, I got to make a decision. The game was $200, but I'm not sure we should sell. It's an older game and actually only cost us about $200. But, well, it's a part of the arcade, sir. I expect this apparent is doing it here to protest and not getting his way, but he's smiling. You are right. This is Mr. Boopy's home after all. Let's compromise. I will pay you $1,000 American and own the game, but you keep it here. And in return, I get to play as long as I would, provided nobody's already playing. That way, I can keep chasing the score, but your arcade stays full. I would hate to break up a loving family. Naomi will be relieved to hear that, even if Gavin may flame me for passing up $2,000. Good. I would hate to make Naomi cry. How could I live with myself? Which leaves the rando hopping mad. To be fair, we had been kinda ignoring that he exists. What the redacted man? What kind of an arcade is this anyway? Redacted. This. I'm going to Dako's Palace. And we just lost a customer, stomping his way out the door. Stomp, stomp, stomp. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove a rando out into the cold.
What a disagreeable fellow.
As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing, eating pellets, zapping ghost monsters, clearing mazes. With the crisis behind us, I can actually focus on who this gonzo rich guy actually is. He seems to care about more than just his game. Take it from someone wallowing around in the lower tax brackets, the rich can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And yet, that's not what this guy did. He could have, but he let us keep the game. He just wanted to play. That's all. And why? Because of Naomi, because of the Funplex as a home and a family for the games and for us. Maybe it's for the best I sent that rando out the door in favor of the sky. So you know Naomi. He's happy to talk even while playing.
Of course. I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy. I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant. I was here when Francine seated you behind the desk earlier.
That's me, Jay Johnson, Arcade
Well
Wrangler.
then, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
So, you have seriously just been playing Movie all day, huh?
What can I say? It's my calling. I actually owned a movie cabinet once. Had it in my flat. But playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
The beeps and boops.
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean, everything. The games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions, the laughter and the tears, the excitement of competition. I need that swirling chaos of human emotions around me to play at my finest.
Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high score. What's the current world record then? About 3.5 million. This guy has been standing here since I was working the morning shift. Hours and hours, and he's still only about 720,000 into his game. Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's got to have legs made out of carbon fiber and a bladder of tungsten. I just let a few extra lives drain out whenever I need to go pee. Also, he may be psychic. I feel like I should let him get back to his game. But burning questions. They burn like fire. How is it he can afford this game? Your score is more important than your bank balance. So I take it your high score is more important to you than your bank balance. The way you just decided to buy Moopy, I mean.
Right.
Of course, the score is more important than anything, except eating and paying rent. More important than anything. A few hours of day trading after I go home keeps the bank balance in balance. Anybody could do it if they have the head for numbers. He points to the current score at the top of Moopy's screen. If I'm going to define myself by a number, this is the one I choose. I don't feel people are defined by their work. I know the arcade is home to those who have made their passion into their work, but it's the passion that matters more. I have my passions the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. When I'm not deep in the middle of a game, I mean. He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. I have to do a thing. About a thing. Be seeing you, Johnson. Yet another weird encounter in a string of weird encounters. By the end, he sounded more like the high score junkies you hear about in documentaries. Obsessed, driven, kind of strange. But that's not the impression I had of him from the beginning. He smiled when talking about not splitting up the arcade. There's something more going on here. But, well, he's a Funplex regular. There will be plenty of time to learn more later. I have got work to do. Let's see what to handle next. There's a lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade, where Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Iris Tarot telling me all about it earlier today, while I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Fist of Discomfort, or FOD, is one of the most popular games in the esports circuit. It's been a staple of the scene for over 6 years. 1 year, 15 wicked prodigies took on the unreal and came back to win in the dying seconds of a tiebreaker match to take home a record $5 billion prize pot. That's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, so how does it work? It's a hybrid of real-time strategy and button mashing brawling. Fight your way down the top and bottom lanes, clearing waves of ninjas to finally top out the enemy dojo. But that's the action part. The strategy part involves using special abilities, purchased items, and ninja summons. FOD is sheer elegance in its simplicity, the way the different game systems interweave to form one masterpiece of esports perfection. So, summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I would say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played the world over by top gamers in such a way is a bit degrading. But, sure, okay. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now, all I care about is dealing with the level mouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these words are that.
What the
No, those are definitely all words my mother would disapprove of. You have got to be fucking me. There's no fucking way that is even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even fucking connect. Fuck this game, fucking all night long. Get wrecked. This is far from over, scrub. I saved up a little something extra special for you. I have been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for. Hard. Hey, did I forget to mention that I bought an extra ultimate technique scroll from my dojo? My B. Wait, what? You haven't been farming. How could XP share technique with creep waves? Take this. Take this 5-fold fucking explosive death claw technique. What? How did you defeat me? No.
Oh, GG. No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
My dry eyes painfully blinking makes me realize I've been standing here, watching intently during that whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but that didn't matter. I was completely sucked in. Couldn't tear my eyes away. It was like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Hey, kid. What are you staring at? Never seen a champion of my caliber before?
Oh, seeing as I don't even know how to begin to start to even consider how to respond to her question, I ought to take a moment and collect my thoughts. From what I have somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. That jacket she's wearing identifies her as a member of L7 Gaming, an arcade esports team. And she's the most direct, fierce person I have met all day. That's saying a lot, considering who I have run into so far. She would be fun to hang around, no doubt. With that level of excitement always gushing out, I can only imagine how much enjoyment she gets out of life. What can I say? People love winning, and it seems like she wins a lot. At least between bursts of, what did Iris call it? Saltiness?
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet like. It's creepy.
She snaps her fingers to grab my
So,
attention.
are you gonna quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
From what I have seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone
Stream
a
element.
professionally competitive player
Set.
of this game.
Stay moist, my friends, hydrate.
Nope. No, thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You? You work here?
I enforce arcade law within this Nobel Funplex. You bet. In fact, I was just hired earlier. I'm the new floor attendant. If the game eats your quarter, come to me. Wait, you're serious? Okay then. Welcome aboard this runaway train.
Hey, they haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you are?
I think that was actually a weird tactic to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Jade. I did technically just start working here 6 hours ago. It might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in a vast clay oven. Gavin is just slacking big time. I will talk to that silly boy for you. Make sure you get some proper respect. Thanks. No problem. We gamers got to stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheered and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee."
Hey, I do not sound like that. Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm one of the regulars here, besides Purpur and Teo. So you'll be seeing a lot of me in the future. Let's hope you last longer than the last guy. Oh great, now she's even making my job into a competition. I hope there isn't a betting poll too. You look like a smart kid. You have seen one of my mini streams on the internet, right? Nope. I literally have no idea what you are talking about.
Whoa.
Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade? If you consider a small yet formidable apartment a rock, then yes. You sweet child, you are so innocent and pure. Come, let me show you the path to darkness that is the internet. Sure, I would like to learn more. Well, it is part of my job to know all about the games here. And if Queen Bee is going to give me some insight on the culture around this game, I should take advantage of that. Lead me farther in the dark abyss, my mistress.
Yeah.
Queen Bee grabs my arm and pulls me closer to the Fist of Discomfort cabinet. And upon further inspection, I see the whole haphazard pile of text she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet, so I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. That webcam there, it broadcasts to my own personal PC back home, which then streams matches live to all my fans. The chat room appears on my phone. Costs a bit to put everything all together, and it takes like half an hour to rig up and test each morning. But after doing this here for a couple of years, it's easy peasy. Aside from that Obi grind her teeth at my clip-on cameras damaging the paint job, I mean. Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex than from home. There is so much to miss out on by sitting by your lonesome with the console version of FOD, the crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Well wait, are you broadcasting live right now? Are we live right now?
Nope, no way.
Fuck no, that was part of my warm-up matches. I have got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I try to get as much practice in as possible, even if it is with a bunch of fodder. As in fodder, as in, you know, chum. I get the idea, yes. Queen Bee sees something out of the corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. She gives a nod to someone hanging near the Street Fighter cabinet. My crew is starting to trickle in. We should be starting team practice soon. Wait, what time is it? At the tone, the time will be 2:25 Eastern.
Beep beep.
What the?
I got to go live in 5 minutes. Listen kid, it's been swell. We will chat later, right? Sure. One thing, can you keep the swearing down at least a little? We have got kids around here, and I don't want you to get in trouble with Gavin. But for you, I will keep it to a PG-13 rating. Now, if you'll excuse me, there are some butts out there that I need to kick.
Later.
And with a wave and a twirl, she completely abandons me and returns to her fist of this comfort game. Queen Bee fires up her broadcast pig, and shouting and wilder swearing start up a game. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the street. Passion seems to run deep in this arcade. Everybody's spirit burning with passion for, well, various things, but hey, passion's passion. She seems to like me, which will make my job easier in the long run. There's a huge FOD community in this arcade, despite being a tiny strip mall joint. Good to know. The arcade is now at peace. My work here is done. Well, actually, we are a few hours from closing time, so my work here isn't quite done. But, you know. I'm so at peace in fact that I don't even notice the underboss of the arcade sliding on up behind
Good day.
me. Not a bad first day so far. I have been keeping tabs on you. Well, the others have been, and they have been texting me. You know, you should consider getting a proper group chat app going. I've got a crappy phone plan. My texts aren't free. A valid point. I will look into that.
Impressive.
I'm impressed with how you handle yourself. I think you are going to work out just fine. Anyway, I have prepared your paperwork. If you would like to go sign it and make this working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
So you are staying. Please tell me you are staying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Francine hasn't fired them yet, right? An adorable nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering.
Ooh.
Jade's off to a great start. Here's to your first day, followed by many more. Don't you two have jobs to attend to? Just ordered a replacement power supply for Robotron. Nothing left to do for the day. Not many kids around for me to entertain. Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going a mile a minute since I got here. Is it my dream job? I told Francine I was looking for hope. I have been so used to life dumping all over me that I have come to expect the worst, generally. And yet, I can't say the Funplex has dumped on me. It's been hectic at times, a little too much, but not really in a bad way. I'm starting to get along with my co-workers. I'm helping people with their problems. Maybe I'm finding the hope I was looking for after all. We've only got a few hours till closing, and it's nice and quiet. How about we play a game? How about we game a bit? Speak for yourself. I have still got paperwork to hand out. Oh, come on, don't act like you don't game. Irrelevant. I know your dirty little secret. What? Naomi. You sneak in early each morning to play pinball. You are a pinball wizard. Well, what of it? I bring order to chaos. Pinball is the very expression of that art form. You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball tourney. The girls are giggling and I'm finding myself smiling right alongside them. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day.
By the way, I've booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
The looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all laughter dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning to me.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
A birthday party. How old are the kids, may I ask? It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again. The 5-year-olds. Naomi starts pulling at her hair, eyes wide and trembling, throwing ski balls overhand into the glass, jumping up and down on pinball machines, putting chewing gum into coin slots, pulling at my costume, tearing off pieces of it. Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We have survived kids' birthday parties before. Do. The end is nigh.
I hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway. Have fun, dears.
Right. Battle stations, everyone. I will take ticket desks so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Jade, roaming duty. Look for trouble. Do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They are coming. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot, minivans disgorging kindergartners, and suddenly... an explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they are grabbing at joysticks, mashing buttons, eager to get their game on or even just pretend to be playing. The crew assumes battle stations. Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley near the door trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with pre-stacked $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults. Beats waiting in line at the change machines. As for the pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Teo's friends vault for the exit, abandoning them, keen on getting out ahead of the surge of kitties, I guess. That's all very well and good, but I have got no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble, Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos has multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross a highway of traffic. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise, and Jade, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend to them. Which one of these should I tackle first, though? I may not be able to deal with all of them in time. A little girl crying over her stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin. I weave my way through waves of children towards the skee-ball machines. One little girl sitting at the end of a skee-ball ramp crying. No parent in sight to settle her, so the task falls to me. I'm guessing I should be more cautious about this sort of thing. What with the lawsuit-happy parents lurking over by the vending machines, ignoring their kids, but floor attendant Jade decided to take the case all the same. Hey, my name's Jade and I work here at the arcade. What's wrong? Can I help? Her sobbing pauses as she looks up at me.
I lost my tickets. Someone stole them from me. I played and won a bunch of them, but then I put them down and I was talking to a friend, and now they're gone.
I glance around, but in a sea of kids, it's impossible to tell who the thief could be.
I don't even have any more tokens to play with. I set up all a skee-ball and my tickets are all gone now.
Easy. We will figure this out somehow. Although I have got no clue where to even start, to be honest. Maybe there was a witness to the crime. Percy would have had a good view of the redemption game area based on where Goofy's positioned. Gavin has the ticket desk, a very table crow's nest for the whole arcade. He could have spotted something. Or I could just bend the rules and solve this directly. Gavin had to see where the tickets went, and he would know what to do at least via arcade policy. Nope, not going to mess around with this one. In fact, it's serious busyness. Wait right here, okay, kid? I will go get help. You'll get to the bottom of this, I promise. Okay. I ducked through the crowd, weaving my way back to the ticket desk. Hey Gavin, that girl over there. Boy with the red hair currently playing Frogger. He took her tickets when she wasn't looking. Wait, you saw?
Sorry.
Of course, what of it? Wait, you knew and didn't do anything to help. Hang on a minute, you saw this kid take the tickets. Yes. And you didn't do anything at all about it. First, I'm tied down to the desk. It's all hands on deck, Jade. Nobody out of position, not even for a minute.
Okay.
Second, confronting the boy won't do any good. He'll clam up and refuse to ever admit wrongdoing. And the parents can be twice as immature, I have found. Right now, I just want to keep the peace. One girl crying is less of a disturbance than a boy throwing a tantrum. The way he stands there so stoic and uncaring, while that girl in pink just sobs. It's not right. I mean, seriously, it's not right. But he's my boss. How hard do I want to push this? Gavin, have a heart that makes her sadness less important than the boy's potential tantrum. There's keeping the peace, and there's allowing suffering just because it's the path of least resistance. We are losing a customer today regardless. I'd rather not break a little girl's heart to do it, and let a bully learn he can do what he wants. At first it looks like he's going to chew me out for standing up to him. But you think me a monster?
I had intended.
Of course I feel bad about this. I feel bad for her, and he shouldn't get away with it. I'm just trying to protect the arcade as a whole. Then do it. Protect the arcade by protecting the gamers and their dreams. He sighs like a stress release valve yawning open and closed.
Indeed.
You are right, of course.
Apologies.
Focusing on the big picture does tend to leave my bag to his individuals for a brush stroke. My apologies, Jade. I'm lucky I had you to put me back on track. Your predecessor wouldn't have stood up to me like this, and showed me how wrong I was. Now let's sort this out properly. Gavin walks right up to the kid, who's busy hopping a frog around in traffic. Wouldn't mind seeing this kid go play in traffic myself. Boy, what you can't help but notice that roll of tickets in your pocket. Big winner, are you? The biggest. Got 'em all playing that spinny combo game over there, see? Really? It's funny, see, I own that game. May I see your roll, please? I don't want to show you. Well, I can see the end poking out of your pocket there, and I see the serial number on the ticket starts with a 1, which is interesting because the roll I loaded into the Coder spinner, it started with a 2.
I think not.
Meaning those tickets were one playing skee-ball, specifically by that girl over there, and you took them. You're a liar. Leave me alone. I will yell for my mom.
Seriously?
Do you really want to risk having your mom believe me instead of you? Instead, how about you give me the tickets and walk away? At first, the kid looks like he's going to shriek bloody murder, but a few nervous glances at his smoother, busy munching chips by the vending machine change his mind. Take him. I done want him anyway. He angrily stomps away, presumably to go play some other game on the other side of the arcade.
Yay!
You did it. You found my tickets. The girl actually hugs me. Well, hugs my legs anyway.
Thank you.
Now then, let's get you your prize. What is it you wanted? Crayons. Those we have. Jade, I will take it from there. That's a fuzzy, happy feeling right there. But no time to rest on my laurels. I've got other arcade dreams to be fed. Right, that's sorted out, but the other two situations are about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? I can smell disaster on the wind, and it smells sweet. As in, I can smell that box of birthday cupcakes one of the parents left near the ticket desk, with kids swarming around it, scavenging for their favorite icing colors. At first, my inner child is merely offended that someone thought one of those icing dropped cupcake cakes was superior to actual birthday cake. But there are clearly larger issues at stake than that.
I want a chocolate! Don't take all the chocolates!
I want 2 cupcakes. Give me 2 cupcakes.
No fair! Everybody gets one and mine's gotta be chocolate!
Of course, the kid at the front grabs the last one.
Finders keepers, losers weepers.
The parents aren't paying attention. They're too busy complaining about their jobs and the weather and the PTA and stuff. Meaning when the first cupcake is thrown, nobody is there to stop it.
Stop it, stop it!
I want chocolate!
As blobby wads of icing and sponge cake go flying, I glance over to the coin-op games, which are about to get caught in the crossfire. Naomi, who's busy trying to unjam a joystick one of the kids rifled too hard, looks up to see the cupcake onslaught coming her way. As does Ashley, whose fuzzy costume is a nice and inviting target for flying confectionery. Act fast, Jade. Quickly, I hurl myself into the action. Get down, Miss Naomi. Numbness sets in as multiple rounds of frosty-coated mortar fire impact against my body. When I finally hit the ground, my clothes are totally ruined. But alas, my no-bow self-sacrifice could not save them both.
What? No!
My costume! Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo, is now covered in a wide variety of icing colors from across the visible spectrum. Jade, no! You were so young and pure. Naomi, it's so cold. Lie still, Jade. I won't let you die on me. I'm not dying. The icing's just kinda cold and sticky and gross. Oh. By this point, the lackadaisical parents have finally noticed the pastry wars and are busy rounding up the combatants for various scoldings.
Aww.
My costume's just wrecked. I need to get out of this ASAP and put some stain treatment on it. Jade, can you cover the floor for me? Considering it's my fault you got caked? Absolutely. Not your fault. I mean, I guess the games cost more than my fuzzy felt. I will be back. I said.
Thank you.
That was so brave of you. I mean, okay, it was just cupcakes, but still, that was so brave. You saved the game we worked on together. Actually, it's only now that I noticed the joust game that I was protected from a severe and sustained cupcaking. I'm Naomi's hero of the day. She's smiling at me expectantly. I'm quick, Jade, say something cool. I would take a cupcake for you any day, Naomi. If we were cornered in a cold, dark alley one horrible night, assaulted by baked goods, I would happily take the sugar for you. Well, in the amazingly unlikely event of exactly those circumstances happening, it's good to know I have someone protecting me. My knight in shining, I say. I had better finish up my work here and get out of the way of the party. And you have got more work to do. Good luck. With a brief nod from Gavin, I snatch one of the official Funplex t-shirts to replace my cupcaked top. After a few minutes in the bathroom to change and wipe icing off my pants, I'm ready to go again. 2 problems in the can. Okay, cupcakes and tickets sorted out. As for that angry shouting parent by the driving games, uh-oh. Looks like they went home. Problem solved, but the boy she was shouting at is gone too. Hey Jade, you missed the fireworks, and I don't need my dancing. What happened? Queen Bee glances back briefly, in the middle of playing some samurai-based fighting game. Oh, some asshole was screaming at this kid for no good reason. Eventually, the parent got into a shouting match. Teo talked them both down, but they decided to bail on the party. All I did was point out that we were right next to a donut shop, frequented by some very well-read cops. Drat. I was hoping to cool things off so they could keep enjoying the party. Don't sweat it, person. You did good work out there. Yeah, I saw that impromptu cupcake shooting gallery. What a mess. And those stolen tickets. Man, kids can be jerks, but you gave it your best. You are looking pretty run down though. Why not take a break? I have a solemn and sworn duty to bring peace to my arcade. Fuck that. Go take 5. Well, truthfully, I am pretty worn the heck out after all that. Teo's right. I need to step away from this craziness, if only for a few minutes. After a silent nod from Gavin to confirm its call with him, I slip away, headed for the employee lounge. What a day! Quirky coworkers, die-hard pro gamers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I would say it's a recipe for wackiness or some such cliche, but no thing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I drop down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back to try and work the kinks out of my sore shoulders. I had spot an upside down kid. Oh wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. I sit up and turn around instead. Better. Wait, what's a kid doing back here? Hey, I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. Hi. And you are? Mikey. Okay, that's a start. Hi, Mikey. My name's Jade. So, what are you doing back here? This is an employees only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How did you get in? The guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with a door code written on it. Score 1 for Ashley's wild storytelling being more fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. Well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out in the open, so I guess it's technically safe, but...
Please don't send me back out there.
Well, this is curious. I lean in so we cannot be on the same eye level. Something wrong. You can tell me I work here. I'm the person who solves problems.
No problems. Just don't want to go out there.
Don't you want to play with your friends? And he gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of a kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here. My family just moved to the city. And before that, we lived in another city. And one more for that, but I was too little to remember. Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway. And then she left because she's got to work.
New kid in town, huh? He nods mutely. Still, I should have busted him there and then. Brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. I should have told Gavin. I should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid. I won't tell on you. If you want to stay back here for the rest of the party, I will keep you company. Thanks. You really won't tell my mom? Nope. Why? I thought you would want to make me go. You're an adult like mom. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. The new kid in town, in fact. You were the new kid. Yeah, although for me that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving from town to town, school to school, never really making any friends, not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones, worse ones. They would be working all day long, too tired when they came home to do much of anything. After years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better and decided I would just take what I could get. I would go with the flow. What does that mean? It means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad, but you don't care.
But that sounds so sad. You weren't sad? It's sad to never care about anything, right?
I guess I was sad. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. And then I bite my tongue, hard, because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. Wouldn't have helped little Jade out if an adult did this for me. So instead, I decided to be the adult that little Jade would have needed. Your mommy loves you. That's why she works hard. When I was a kid, I was mad at my parents for moving all the time, taking different jobs. It made things very hard for me. But now that I'm older, I know they were working hard because they loved me. They wanted the best for me, and were doing the best to get it. Life can be hard. Sometimes it's just no fun. But there's one thing that's always there. Love. They love you. He shoots me a doubting look. One of those little doubting looks where they don't want to outright call something a lie, but can't quite swallow it. Mikey, if your mom was sad, what would you do to make her happy? I mean, if you had to go to school an extra hour, 2 hours a day, would you do it? I guess. That's what she's doing. She's working very hard because she wants to make you happy. I'm not happy being alone, or moving all the time. Neither is she, but she knows if she works hard, one day you won't be alone. You won't be moving all the time. I was the new kid, remember? But now I have a home with my best friend and a good job. I work in an arcade. How cool is that? It wasn't easy, and my parents were often sad. I was often sad, but we pulled through, and so will you. Just remember, she loves you, and you love her. That will get you through these sad times. It's not a great answer. It doesn't solve the problem. But it does make things a little easier on Mikey. From his long sigh, I can feel him releasing his sadness before offering a little smile. Not a big goofy grin, not the high of happiness, just simple understanding. I love Mommy. It's sad, a lot, but I know it's not always sad, and even if she left me here, I know she's coming back. You know what? You have still got some time to enjoy the party. Even if you don't want to talk to the other kids, there's a lot of games you can play. And hey, maybe you'll get to know someone while playing a game. Arcades are great for that. I'm sure a lot of them have sad times too, and they could use someone to play with, someone who understands.
Thank you.
I want to play the skee ball games. I will spot you a few tokens. Let's get you rolling. I take his hand to lead him back to the main room. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. That was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations. No more arcade visits. We could afford them, and they couldn't take time off work. The whole Johnson family had to learn to settle, to accept the lot in life we had been dealt, to simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Juniper did her best to pull me out of that mire. I had only known her for a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I had been pushed to. Now, here I am. Today has been, well, bonkers, alternately boring and hectic, surreal and way too real. But I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a very, very long time. Beep beep, beep beep Jane. My emotional voice analysis subroutine combined with your body language suggests you are very happy right now. Yeah, I guess I am. How did you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how did you know I would love this job so much?
Oh, I know.
I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. It has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements. A fun atmosphere, spirited co-workers helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-referenced your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoyed arcade visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
Sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you would be willing to give it a try. Another thing to thank Juniper for, I guess. You are a very weird little app, you know?
Hooray!
I try to be. From the cars pulling up in the parking lot, it looks like the party's over. It's just about closing time for the arcade anyway. Most of the gamers have filed out by now, if they hadn't already fled the tidal wave of kitties. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I would rather go help someone with the tidying up, or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking in with everyone though. Who do I want to hang with? Gavin's tapping at his tablet and frowning. I guess I will go right to him. I need to talk with Gavin anyway, so I may as well get right to it. Plus, he's looking pretty sour, and hey, if I can cheer up Mikey, I can cheer up Gavin. He nods briefly to me while working on his spreadsheet.
Excellent.
Good work today. Thanks. How are the numbers doing? Still number E? Well, we are still in the black for what that's worth. But between the damages, contracting someone to get icing on the carpets, and the various walkouts which took their busyness elsewhere.
Rather disappointing.
Well, we will call it roughly breaking even, because anything else would be depressing to think about. At least the kids had fun. Most of them anyway. I suppose. He puts away his tablet. For now. We are in the entertainment busyness. Our merits are judged based on our ability to make others happy. Today, we made a lot of children happy. I should take heart in that, but it's difficult to quantify happiness with numbers on days like these. We gave them memories they will cherish for years. Think of it this way. We gave those kids memories that they will cherish for years. This party will be looked back on fondly. Except for the angry parents and kids who walked out the door. Don't be like that. Only a few of them bailed. The rest had a heck of a time, and you know it.
I suppose.
If anyone should be aware of the bigger picture, it would be me. I had Eagle's eye view of the whole affair. I tend to dwell on the negatives, but facts are facts. You were quite right. The Funplex should, in its ideal form, be a bastion of happiness. I'm glad you shared that vision with me. And the fact is, we threw a pretty decent party, thanks to your hard work. So, the arcade lives to play on another day. I trust you will be continuing on your role within our Merry Misfits. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick around.
Good to hear.
I can't say you have been a perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I will just assume you are as close to perfect as is reasonable. You came to me when dealing with those stolen tickets. Good. I want you to know I will always be here should you need me, even if I look busy. Unfortunately, the cost of cleaning our carpets and costumes after the cupcake assault will be a chunk of change. But I suppose you did all you could there. I'm not pleased that you sold our movie for only $1,000, not $3,000, as I had requested. Gavin, we only paid $200 for that game. I would be ripping off a customer. A customer with exceptionally deep pockets, and one who squats on that game all day, spending only a handful of change in the process. If anything, $3,000 is what we would need to make up the gross profit from Percy being so movie obsessed. What's more, why it's still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They are machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I would say. Are you giving our poor little Jade a hard time, Gavin dear? Miss Francine, I thought you were napping.
Let's be sensible.
Naomi's dream matters too, as does the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor? Isn't Percy stinking rich?
Everyone has a dream they're chasing.
Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat, but sacrifices made in that name would shatter the dreams of others. Well, that's not what the Funplex is all about. Jade, you understand, yes, the reason why. Why am I here? That's the question she asked me during that interview. Now I think I understand. I came here today looking for hope. Hope I could do more with my life than compromise, settle for what I can get, and go with the flow. Everybody I have met today is full of hope. Gamers chasing scores, people following their passions. Nobody here is willing to give up on their dreams. Not even you, Gavin. You know we are better than this, Gavin. We don't settle. We chase after our hopes and dreams and won't accept anything less. I see.
Apologies.
Jade, Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days. But I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism, even if my mind screams in protest. I can assume you are still keen to work here, Jane. I don't even hesitate before replying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight. Hand them in to me first thing in the morning. And welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I would say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Jane. One bus ride later, and it's home again. Home again. Jiggity jig. Juniper, already home from work, bounds over eagerly to interrogate me on my day. So, how did it go? It went well. Well, or well. Really well. Your little app came through, despite being terrifyingly opposite and just a little bit unnerving. You forgot to mention adorable. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out. And you even came home with a smile, like when you were a lifeguard. I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
By the way,
There's
there's
just one.
just one teensy-weensy little question I have for you. Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
Did I neglect to mention that part of the terms and conditions? On the plus side, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. And that's level 1 of Arcade Spirits complete. Hey, look, you also won a prize. You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras for various endings and other hidden thingies. Now let's check your score. Gavin seems to have taken a shine to you. You are proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you have scored 6,200 points. Nice! Keep talking with people and your score will go up, up, up. Today's pizza fact. Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza each day, or 350 slices per second. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 2? Onward to level 2. Chasing ghosts. Is the future here 20 redacted? And you know what? Things are pretty okay. I have worked as a floor attendant at the Funplex for 2 weeks now. Hard work to be sure, but rewarding. In a spiritual sense, at least. I have helped Naomi repair pinball games. I have had tea with Francine while she reminisced about the far-out 1960 redacteds. I have evacuated gamers when the kitchen accidentally caught on fire. I have had numerous kids puking up nachos on my clothes. I have scraped gum off any number of surfaces. I have chased what turned out to be entirely too many spiders out of a single skee-ball machine. Okay, look, I know I'm not painting this as a very rosy picture so far, But honestly, I'm happy. I'm happy even amidst the chaos and the grossness. I'm happy, and that's all that matters. Right? Right. You are happy. This is the best I've seen you in ages, Jane. Before you would come home all drained and exhausted. Now, well, you're still tired, but a good tired. My roommate, Juniper, she had taken to stopping by during her lunch break whenever she could get away from her office cubicle long enough to do so. It's still hard work, don't get me wrong, but overall, it's good work. I just feel good. Totally good and stuff.
Yes!
Agreed. Super good. Double plus good. Iris, we talked about you listening in on my conversations. What did I tell you about that? To pretend I wasn't eavesdropping even when I am? Exactly. You know, I would be more upset about my creepy privacy invading digital overmistress, but I have to admit that Iris really pulled through for me. Even if she also ordered a 3-month supply of pizza bagels on my behalf.
You have pizza on a bagel.
So, Juniper, how long do you have left on your break? Any time to squeeze in some pinball or something? I can spot you tokens. No can do. Our new assistant synergy manager arranged a team building exercise. I have to move cooler bits of paper around or something, and then exchange high fives. Assistant synergy manager. That sounds like a very vague job. It's actually entry level, good pay, and right on track to middle management. Pretty cushy if a bit dull. Funny thing is that they asked me if I knew anybody who fit in before they started advertising for candidates, and I said nope. Who would want to do that? When was this exactly? 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, right when I needed to find work, you told them you didn't know any good candidates for a well-paying entry-level job.
Oh, well, but you wouldn't have liked being an assistant synergy manager, right? Not one bit.
Juniper, please tell me you told them no because I had already taken this job by that point, not because you forgot.
Hey, I didn't forget. I just, didn't bother telling you about the open position that night. I mean, you'd already had so many jobs you hated. I knew you'd hate being an assistant synergy manager, so I didn't feel the need to tell you. And it all worked out, right? You just spent the last 5 minutes telling me how happy you are here.
Not a lie. I was happy here indeed. Also not a lie, having packed pizza bagels for lunch after having pizza bagels for breakfast because we barely had enough money to cover the rent this week pulled together. Also not a lie, Gavin constantly hiding the numbers from us, insisting things were fine, all while dryly joking about perpetually being on the edge of crash and burn. Also not a lie, that every time someone in my family tried to chase after happiness instead of stability, we fell deeper and deeper into debt and misery. Jade, say something. You are scaring me. When I lost my lifeguard job, I barely reacted. Didn't care that I was impoverished again and facing an uncertain future. I guess one of the nasty side effects of no longer going with the flow is no longer being numb to the reality of your situation. But I shouldn't feel upset. I have been genuinely enjoying my new job. It's restored my sense of hope that my days can be something to live through, not just endure. I have no right to be angry or upset at losing an opportunity at a safer, more stable future, right? It's okay. I'm where I want to be. So I won't be angry or upset. Simple as that. I decided I was done compromising, right? Done with settling, going with the flow. I'm going to be the one to break the family curse. I chose this path of my own free will, even if I didn't have all the facts at the time. But if I'm going to be honest, boundless confidence doesn't cover the simple fact that I chose to be vulnerable rather than safe. If the arcade closes, if anything goes wrong, still, no need to dump all that on Juniper. It's okay, Juniper. You were right. I would have hated that job, and things are great here.
Oh, good. You were kind of freaking me out. Trust me, it's the right decision. You'd learn to loathe working at my office, like I do. I mean, sure, the pay is good, and you get solid health insurance, and paid vacation time, and they have a sweet coffee shop right in the lobby. And these really great chairs that support your lower back, like $1,000 chairs from Sweden crafted by master chairsmiths.
Juniper, I said it's fine. Everything is fine. Honestly, I'm okay. I mean, I won't deny that job would have been a safer bet. I want to contribute my fair share to the apartment rent, you know? But what's done is done. I'd rather look forward than back.
Right. Forget I said anything. Please forget I said anything. I'm sorry. I should have told you. I shouldn't have held that back. But I still wouldn't have pushed you to take the job. It's totally horrible at my office. You'd have been miserable there, like me.
Juniper, it's cool. You are right. I would have hated it. Okay, good. I've got a good feeling about all this. I think you are right where you need to be, even if I was kind of awful about getting here. I got to get back to the office. Have a good lunch, okay? I can feel the distant rumble of a frozen box of pizza bagels taunting me from the recently prepared
Stream
employee
Elements
break room.
said.
Yeah,
Stay
okay.
moist, my friends, hydrate.
And you have a good rest of the hours of your day, yes? You bet. I'm okay with this. Everything is fine. Right? Right. What I need right now is a distraction, and frozen pizza bagels are most certainly not it. My pocket money is really slim, but I think I need to step out for some fresh air and treat myself to a better lunch than that. And hey, maybe some company too. Nice and distracting talking to someone about anything other than this. Let's see who's available. I know Percy is cool with people interrupting his movie mania, but I still prefer to wait until he's taking a break between late rounds. Looks like good timing for lunch. Percy's flipping through messages on his phone in a highly bored manner when I walk up to him. Hey Percy, how's Moopy today? Pretty bad performance overall. Haven't even cleared a million for the day, and a few of my stock picks are down. Bad luck overall.
Lovely day.
But on the whole, can't complain. Every day is a gift. So do you need something, Jade? To be honest, if I don't get out of here and get my mind off of things, I'm gonna melt down. I was thinking lunch. You had lunch yet? Don't you usually have those little pizzas? You noticed. I subsisted on peanut butter sandwiches for a time. It's nothing to be ashamed of, Jane. Life has ups and downs, but seeing as you are looking to avoid the downs at the moment, by all means, let's go fetch some lunch. If I may suggest our destination. You haven't been to the whole story yet, have you? The donut shop. Donut shop and used bookstore. They have pastries and sandwiches and the like. It's a charming little cafe at heart. If you would be kind enough to accompany me, unless you would rather we have little pizzas. Donuts and books, a winning
Much
combination.
obliged.
Then let us be off. Despite coming to this little strip mall for 2 weeks, I hadn't actually visited our neighbors. Mostly I did whatever needed doing, took orders from Gavin, lent a hand to Ashley and Naomi, things like that. Whatever the job happened to call for, no more, no less. I could say I had been a part of any community outside the immediate circle of my coworkers, whereas the others visited Whole Story frequently. Percy leads the way into a shop that smells strangely of dusty old books and sugary sweetness. I don't think I had ever been in a little independent bookstore, or a bookstore at all for that matter. Who buys books in brick and mortar stores anymore? But despite the subdued atmosphere compared to the arcade, there are customers present and accounted for, sipping coffee, reading old tomes, and yes, munching donuts. Percy secures a tiny table for us before directing me to the bar. Hang on, what the heck is up with this menu? It's organized by the Dewey Decimal System. I will have a Douglas Adams. Don't worry, they know my order. It is my treat, yes. I mumble out a thanks, trying not to make a big deal of it. Cash is tight, and boutique cafe pastries would help my situation much. A pair of middle-aged guys wait to take my order. I would like just a glazed and some coffee. Keep it simple. I will have the Jack Crow.
One glazed and coffee? Coming right up.
The second fellow puts together my order and also drops a copy of On the Road on the tray next to it. A literary lunch.
With alliteration, apparently.
Say, you work at the Funplex, don't you?
Right, we've seen you walk past our doors every morning and evening.
Like clockwork, tick-tock.
Right, sorry, I should have introduced myself. Floor Attendant Jay Johnson, at your service. I'm your inside person for tokens and tickets.
Oh, we are lousy at video games.
Totally lousy.
But Francine's just a peach, isn't she?
Sweetest dame you'll ever meet.
Regardless, welcome to The Whole Story. I'm Ben.
I'm Matt.
No relation to the actors.
Although they're cuties, and so are we.
Oh, stop.
Stop being cute? Never.
Apparently the sugar is available in forms other than round and whole leaves.
Anyway, don't let us stop you from having fun on your little date.
Wouldn't dream of it.
It's not a date.
Just friends then? Friendly friends on a play date?
Maybe the real date was the friends we made along the way.
I'd say the real friends were the friends we made along the way.
What if the way was also the real friends who were the real friends we made along the way?
Okay, now you're just being silly.
And how?
Anyway, next order, please.
The pair waves the next customer in as I return to Percy's table with our orders on a nicely decorated wooden tray. I would have warned you, but honestly, Ben and Matt are best experienced without spoilers. They invited me to their wedding, you know? I was new in town back then, but, well, they are kind-hearted to say the least. Percy opens the Douglas Adams book they gave him with his biscuits, but only peruses it lightly out of politeness to the book lenders. Soon we have devoured our food. It's probably not a very nourishing lunch, all told, but the sweet treat does wonders for my mood. Except Percy definitely picks up on something being a little off. Pity for your thoughts. It's complicated. Pity for my thoughts then. No need to share yours if you are in no mood. Okay. Seriously, why Mr. Boopy's Magic Maze? Why not? Because there's easier high scores out there to knock over. I looked it up on Twin Galaxies last night. That score stood for 30 years. And that's the challenge, isn't it? But I suppose it's not entirely the challenge that appeals to me. It's... well, how to put this? It's personal. If you don't want to talk about it, I suppose I have teased it enough. We may not know each other well enough to be besties, yes, but it's a tale worth telling.
Put simply, Moopy is... it was my little sister's favourite game. Dear little Stella. My sister was a child prodigy. Leap ahead of the curve in every respect. Sharpest mind, cleverest wit, the warmest heart.
And mazes. Oh, how she loved mazes. She had a gift for pattern recognition and optimization, a gift and a passion. It thrilled her to no end to take on a mental challenge and defeat it soundly. We got her books and books filled with mazes and puzzles, and she would clear one of them every day. Always wanted more to fill her dreary hours, but only so many mazes. To solve the problem, I got her a handheld game console and a copy of Mr. Boopy's Magic Maze. Honestly, at the time, I knew next to nothing of video games. A friend of mine in arithmetic class suggested it. It took every scrap of pocket change I could muster, buying that game for her. My family had next to no money, you see. A nobody family in a nothing village. Well, I suppose you can relate, yes. I can relate, yes. My family had a lot of troubles as well. We started out with money, I guess, but that didn't just last long enough. Eventually, things like video games were just out of reach. My parents loved me and tried so hard, but, well, the family curse kept getting in the way. Downsizing, pink slips, bad luck, again and again. And yet, here you are, doing what you love, despite it not quite alleviating all your hardships. I made my choice. It's going to be fine. Everything is fine. As you say. So, the game helped feed my sister's need for greater and greater challenges. That's the key to Mr. Boopy, you see? It generates pseudo-random mazes. Pseudo as opposed to, well, it's early 1980s technology. Depending on your path through the mazes, you can precede the randomness. It's part of the challenge, playing the game of the game. And Stella could play the game of the game like no other. Better than I could, even. She would no doubt have beaten the high score by now. Her name, up in lights, as a champion to unseat a 30-year legacy. And that's why I'm a maniac for Mr. Boopy. I wait for him to continue, but nope, that's it. I think I understand, though. Stella can't take the score herself. Not anymore. I'm sorry for your loss, Percy. I'm sure she was every bit as bright and clever and warm as you described. I wish I could have met her. Thank you, Jade. Her loss is... It certainly left a hole in the world. When she passed a few years ago, all her potential, all her brilliance, gone. Percy sighs deeply, letting the memory wash over him and pass.
If not for the heart condition, despite everything we tried, everything I did, in the end, it was simply too much. And now, Mr. Moopy's my connection to Stella. She dreamed of beating it, but the little handheld version she had wasn't quite the equal of the original. So, one day, I'm going to take down the score. And I'm going to do it in her name. I'll put her initials at the top of that scoreboard. S.I.S. 3.5 million points by Percival James Sinclair. Earned in honor of Stella Isabel Sinclair. I know that on that day, somewhere she'll be smiling at me and saying, "Good show, Percy. Good show."
Despite the sadness of the story, I can't help but smile at the ending. Well, on the day you beat the score for her, floor attendant Jade will be there to cheer you on. Thank you, love. It's appreciated. Lunch breaks over. Back to the grindstone, eh? The arcade's not that grindy. Curious. Well, if you'll pardon the obtuse observation, you do seem to be going through the motions. No, I'm not. I'm having a blast there. By doing what needs doing, yes. Of course, I'm a diligent employee. I suppose it's a question of ambition, but it's not my place to judge. And you have work to do, yes? Go on, go on. I will return the tray and our books. Can't say I get what he meant by that, but he's right about one thing. There's work to do. I take my leave to return to the Funplex. Time for the afternoon shift. That's usually when things heat up after the quiet mornings. More kids coming in after school, more pro gamers rolling in with the crews. I'm headed back to my desk, ready to take care of what needs taking care of when I'm intercepted en route. Jade, Ashley, you are both back. Good. I was hoping to catch you before we left. What's up? Hamza's up.
Okay.
He is. Ashley, I will bring the van around shortly. Jade, you will be flying solo today. Hang on. What's happening exactly? Who's Hamza? Hamza's a game finder and auctioneer, and gives next to no notice of when a new block of games will be going under the gavel. So we need to move. Ashley, Naomi, Francine and I will be going to his auction for the rest of the afternoon while you run the Funplex. My first instinct is to nod and go along with it. Gavin's the law round these parts. But Percy's words still dangling away in my mind. Doing what needs doing is great and all, but maybe I need to step up a bit more. Plus, the idea of being trapped in here during our heaviest hours with no support was hardly appealing. How about Ashley and I swap places and I come with you? Is there a reason it has to be Ashley, not me?
Nope.
Definitely not. He just needs muscle to help move games around. I have got muscle. Well, I've got a muscle or two. Just ask Naomi. I help her move games all the time. Yeah, I feel like such a third wheel at those auctions anyway. Let Jade be the third wheel and let me hit down the floor. I will be the finest third wheel you have ever met. Trust me. I want to do more than I have been doing. Different things. New things. Show some initiative, like, I suppose it wouldn't change much to bring Jade instead, but no costume time today, Ashley. I need non-plush figures on duty in case of ticket jams. Pinky can stay in storage for the afternoon. I'm just happy to be helping folks out, one way or another. I need to go get the van. Wait out front, please. We will probably be closed by the time you get back, so I will see you in the morning. Floor attendant Ashley, away! Leaving me waiting outside with my two traveling companions. Not much time to chat, however, as Gavin pulls his van and a neighbor town trailer around. Oh my, how exciting. I rarely go on adventures these days. It's just a quick trip, van. Any trip is an adventure if you make it. Shall we? The four of us pile in, and it's off to the highway. Gavin, consulting a driving map on his phone, leads us out of the city via a series of weird turns and back roads. Trust me, this will save time in the long run. Where's Hamza set up this time? On site at some abandoned estate just outside town. It's about to be torn down, but they found a trove of arcade games in the basement.
Woohoo!
So exciting. I love arcade raids. Arcade auctions. Raids. Auctions. You guys got an arcade to English dictionary I could borrow? Fritzy, without looking up her knitting answers. A raid is when a bunch of collectors get together and rescue games before they can be junked by their original owner. An auction is when someone sells off their arcade games, one at a time, to a crowd of active bidders. Which is this, a raid or an auction? It's both, theory. Hamza, that sweet boy, buys up private collections before they can be thrown away. He rescues them from that terrible fate and then auctions off his finds. Sort of. Okay, now I'm fuzzy on the sort of part. I'm the newbie here, remember? Well, okay, so Hamza obviously auctions off games for cash money, but he's a very whimsical kind of guy. Once I saw him trade off a vintage burger time in exchange for someone's super secret chili recipe, passed down through generations of family. In other words, he's just on the edge of being a loot. This would be a lot simpler if it was just a raid. We pay up front, we declare what games we want, and cart them away. Instead, he ambushes us with these impromptu auctions and makes us come down there to entertain his whims.
Wonderful.
I think it's sweet. He wants to make sure the games go to good homes, to people who really want them, even if they can't pay. And really, we should be honored we got an invitation. He's trying to cut out the big franchise arcades like Deco's Palace and help the little guys. Like us. It's inefficient and relies entirely on keeping Hamza's good side. Helping out the little guys sounds good here. I'm guessing Hibbs is the sort of person who would let a kid have the game of his dreams for free. He doesn't care about money, he cares about people. Am I right? Correct, Mundo. Hibbs is a great guy. Is he hard to predict? Sure, but he's got a big heart, and that means something in this busyness. Not enough big hearts left some days. Yes, because that's how you pay the bills and keep the doors open. By having a big heart. I won't deny we can sometimes squeak out a trade that's practically a skill, thanks to his personnel modus operandi, but let's not push too far here. We need to temper our expectations a little, I suspect.
I think not.
We don't have room to add many more games, especially relics like Hamza usually deals in. What about the off-site storage unit? We could just rotate games in and out more often. Nearly full to bursting, and not cheap for us to rent on a monthly basis. I'm not saying we have to go home empty-handed. Certainly a few holes in our roster we can fill should we find an excellent deal and beat the other bidders. But consider this, above anything else, a way to maintain relations with Hamza, even if we don't end up bidding.
Now, Naomi. Gavin knows the numbers. I'm in favor of making our little funplex more and more fun, but floor space is finite. And Gavin, remember, if we find some darling little game Naomi would lavish adoration upon, we can always retire an older game. Life, my young friends, is a series of trade-offs.
Well, isn't it better to, not just settle and compromise all the time?
Well, now, there are trade-offs, and there are trade-offs. It's silly to say that you should never compromise, as silly as it is to say you should always compromise. It's what you compromise that defines who you are. You're all so young yet. You've time to make mistakes in learning what trade you need to make.
Unless you don't make rent on your apartment, or your stomach's growling. Iris and Juniper have pushed me to stop settling for less out of life, to stand up for myself and my happiness. And I have done just that without regret. So, everything should be fine now, right? Right? New default topic diversion, the weather. Well, at least it's a nice day for an outing, right? Oh, come on. Wonderful. Glad I packed plastic bags to wrap cabinets in, just in case. That's our Gavin, always thinking ahead, trying to protect your investments. From Hamza's invitation, it seems this arcade was forcibly abandoned and left to rot. I'd rather not add water damage to the inputs the games are already suffering. It's so sad when we came across a wonderful game that's just ruined beyond repair. Most collectors show their collections a lot of love, but others just don't care. You find old games in barns exposed to the elements and falling apart. I suppose this is one thing we can easily agree on. It's important to take care of your games. For their resale value, you mean. A broken game's no fun to play with, and it's a shame to see a classic in terrible condition. Consider pinball. Pinball games are very prone to breakdowns, particularly older ones. To experience them in their glory, you need to show them care. Even beyond a busty game earning no quarters, it feels like a waste to allow an enjoyable game to lie fallow. A waste of true potential. Good point. Glad to see these two getting along better, even if not movie kept preemptively attacking them along the way there. With the rain pounding down on the van roof, conversation gets a bit difficult. Gradually, everybody resumes fiddling about with their phones, knitting, or driving. leading me to wonder exactly where is this auction and or raid happening anyway. We had been driving for some time, leaving the city far behind. What would a massive trove of arcade games be doing this far out into the sticks? Maybe it's a closed down bar or rink, or an old bowling alley, or maybe it's a creepy old house that's likely haunted by exactly 87,194 ghosts. The classic Johnson book in play, so majestically awful. Gavin pulls up alongside a number of other vans and trucks. We are here a little late, it seems. Good grief, is this really the auction site? Creepy. Definitely creepy. At least an 8 on the creepometer. An old home has character, I feel. Let's not judge it by the exterior, shall we? With all speed, the group hurries inside to get away from the weather. A large group has already gathered in the foyer of the crumbling estate, but one rushes forward to greet us in a blur as the others pay little mind.
Greetings, friends. Hamza welcomes our friends from the Funplex. Welcome, welcome. Gavin, stalwart as ever. Naomi, love what you've done with your hair. Miss Francine, a beauty surpassed only by your wisdom.
Oh, fresh.
And a new player, it seems. Who might you be?
Jade Johnson.
I see. Greetings to you and yours. I am known as Hamza, seeker of antiquity, finder of things lost, player of games. And welcome to, well, not my home, but a place where Hamza shall provide hospitality regardless.
Thank you for your gracious invitation. Mr. Hamza, I understand you only invite a select few. The Funplex is proud to accept your summoning. Now you sound like me. Indeed, I am very careful of who I allow to my events. These machines deserve owners who will respect and appreciate them. Hamza will accept nothing less. Alas, I have not a moment to enjoy your fine company. Perhaps later, but for now, it is time. Clapping twice for attention, Hamza rallies the small crowd in the room to begin the proceedings. Friends, companions, longtime allies of the noble art of the arcade, welcome. Welcome to Donnawood. Its story begins nearly 30 years ago when legendary pop musician Donna Michaels, singer of such hits as Thrilling and Mama Don't Move, did a stately pleasure dome decree. Here, the reclusive idol crafted a private amusement park, a petting zoo, and an arcade. Alas, she could only enjoy this paradise for a short 10 years before her tragic death. Needless to say, the estate has fallen on hard times ever since, and this year it shall be torn down to make way for condominiums. But not before we have our say.
Friends, those games that Donna Michaels cherished still lurk one floor below, ready to be rescued from such a terrible fate. It is our moral imperative to do so. I have paid the estate owners a princely sum for the entire lot. Now, Hamza parcels them out to you. By all means, browse the collection. See which pieces sing out to you. On the far table, you shall find refreshments, grapes, sparkling wine, and delicacies from my travels. Mingle, cavote, and we shall begin the auction in 1 hour's time.
Indeed, a lavishly arranged table that will probably cost more than any single arcade game to put together is descended upon by the invitees soon after. I feel like I'm attending some ancient Roman celebration of debauchery and gluttony, not an arcade raid, or an arcade auction, or whatever. Donna Michaels. I knew it. I should have recognized Donnawood when we pulled in, but it was raining too hard. Who? You have never heard of Donna Michaels. She was the hottest musical act of 1980s. Naomi, I was born in 1990s. I'm totally plugging my phone into the main stereo so we can blast Girls Just Want to Play Games all the way home. But first, I'm going to go check out the cabinets in her arcade. I'm not really into mingling. Later. She dashes off with all speed, heading for the stairs leading below. Suppose I should go network a bit. Hamza's events always draw an interesting crowd of rival arcade owners. Heading for the foodstuffs, Gavin arranges himself a plate so he has an excuse to hang around and eavesdrop on the other collectors, leaving me to do stuff. Now I see why Ashley was bored at these events. Gavin smoozes Naomi in Eliza's finds, and Francine's already napping in a chair. I have got nothing to do. Well, when in doubt, find someone who knows what they are doing and stick to them like glue. I already get my fill of arcade games on a daily basis. No need to go stare and wonder at big dusty boxes. I'm curious about what's cooking up here with these other arcade owners, so I seek out Gavin to watch and learn from the master. Gavin, armed with a small plate of delicacies, is hanging back for now and sizing up the competition. A perfect moment for me to slide on up and have a chat with him. Any friends in attendance tonight?
I'd hardly call anyone in this room a friend. Not even Hamza. You'd be better off not seeing them that way either. These are our colleagues. Somewhere between an ally and an enemy. A rival, perhaps.
That's a bit of a cold way of looking at it.
It's practical. I can't afford to invest any real emotional currency in any of these people. Not when I have to look out after my own.
Naomi would argue he has a hard time investing any real emotional currency in his own people, but he's too focused on the crowd to get into that right now.
While I'm friendly with plenty of folks, I do hesitate to declare pure friendship. It wouldn't be fair to the other person. Consider a true unfettered friendship. The kind with no conflicts of interest, no strings attached. It's difficult when you're in the same business together. If I'm friends with another arcade owner, I'm liable to make bad business decisions that help out my friend, and vice versa. I wouldn't want to burden them with that. Either I hurt my business and my fellow employees, which would be disastrous, or they hurt theirs to better support me and mine. It's messy. Better to be friendly than friends, for all involved.
Okay, what about workplace romances within a work unit, not with a rival? It had to be asked eventually, didn't it? Well, that's a little different. Within a group, we are trying to strengthen each other and the group as a whole, so there's less of a conflict of interest. We all pull the same direction. It can still be messy, however. It's important to avoid conflict of interest. Reasonable adults with strong awareness can sort through that mess, I would hope. Right. Okay. Good to know. For reasons. Now let's size up our rivals for the auction ahead. I do recognize a few. That one's the owner of Pixel Palooza on the other side of town. He's amiable and willing to make trades, but will happily take advantage of someone who doesn't know the true value of the game they are trading. She's a privet collector with a basement full of retro cabinets. She's perfectly willing to overpay to get the game she seeks. Meanwhile, meaning she will probably snap out some of the best deals from Hamza, should Hamza allow it. She's... Can't say I've ever seen her at one of these events before. Might be worth figuring out who she represents. Often arcades or collectors present a proxy in their stead. As for him, He looks familiar, but I can't quite place the face. That's two people wearing sunglasses at night, the epitome of cool.
Doubtful.
Yes, well, the sport coat over t-shirt look somewhat negates that. I could swear I have seen him before, though. Gavin subtly snaps a photo of the man in the jacket before loading up. Wait a second. Facial recognition module. Current camera roll. Latest picture. As you like, Cooper. He catches me staring in confusion. You have an Iris as well, yes? She's become a common assistant app. Likely the free version with less features than my premium edition, but... yeah, I guess I'm just used to Iris being my digital BFF, not someone else's. Don't forget, Jade, Juniper's my friend too. I have a lot of friends. Friends are great, friends are fun. Your Iris calls you Jade, not Johnson. Yeah, is that bad? I suppose if I'm just iffy on the piece of software acting too familiar. Anyway, judging from who's present and accounted for, I have a sincere doubt we will be able to win any new games. Two of them have deep pockets, the other two are unknowns. Naomi will be disappointed undoubtedly, but that's probably for the best. That girl has a tendency to let flights of fancy overrule common sense. Which reminds me of my earlier thought about the disagreement those two had and continue to have. I know we have got rivals to deal with, but maybe it's a high time to ask about that. Letting it go again and again gets old, you know? Didn't Francine say you had to stop sacrificing the dreams of others just to keep the arcade open? Gavin, if Miss Francine was awake, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't like to hear you talking that way. I know it's difficult to balance the dreams of everyone at the arcade with the need to keep the arcade going, but Naomi's got every right to her dream. Have you two always been at odds like this? That's so sad to think about. Can't you two find common ground? Gavin's expression softens somewhat. We have common ground, the arcade itself. I am aware that I can be cold or distant, that my desire to protect Naomi's dream sometimes leads me to think I need to protect that dream from itself. Believe me, if we had the resources, I would be happy to buy Naomi all the ancient cathode ray tubes and joysticks she desires.
Rather disappointing.
I don't enjoy trying to bring her down to the hard reality we live in. I don't enjoy the hard reality we live in for that matter. But the Funplex is very low tier, as arcades go. Even some of the private collectors here have larger, more impressive arcades than we do. Until the day our fortunes turn skyward, I'm afraid I will need to play the villain for Naomi's sake. I care too much for her to do otherwise.
Apologies.
Better she hate me for what must be done than hate me for letting it all fall apart. I can't say I want to be hated, but needs be when the devil drives. Until I can have filet mignon for lunch every day instead of pizza bejels. Until my spiritually satisfying job becomes a fiscally satisfying one. No, there's no point harping on that, or on Juniper locking me out of a better job. This is the better job. It's up to me to make the most of it. Beat me, Mr. Cooper. Facial analysis complete. Franco Sterling, buyer for nostalgia commodities.
I think not.
No, that's not right. I remember that face and he didn't work for a grading company. Think, Gavin, think. Where did I see him before? Iris did sterling work for Putter's Grade bidding off at games before joining Nostalgia Commodities. Correct, sir. And who currently owns Nostalgia Commodities? Checking. Please wait. Do we just stand here or scan complete? Nostalgia Commodities is owned by Deco's Palace. Wait, what? I thought that... Before I could even finish the sentence, Franco Sterling split away from this little bigly circle to come mingle with us. Gavin Cooper, long time no see. How's the strip mall? Still stripping?
Indeed.
Very much so. When we first met, you were a fresh-faced recruit there. Not that there's much fresh-faced about the Funplex. Come on, let me pour you a drink. We can talk old times. A drink would be ideal, thank you. How's the wife? He rapidly taps out a short message before tucking the tablet under one arm and departing with Sterling in tow. Jade, you have got mail. Quickly, I unlock my phone and load up the Funplex's new messenger app. That one was my idea. Tell Hamza we have a spy. I will distract Franco. A secret mission. I mean, not that this would end in a tense white-knuckle shootout, but I still have to take the need for subtlety seriously. These are our rivals and colleagues. Raising a stink wouldn't do, right? I approached the small group chatting away with Hamza, the auction master. Not ideal, but it will have to do. How well do you know Sterling? How well do you guys know Sterling? The guy in the sunglasses over there. Franco Sterling. Yes, I know him. He works for a mini golf ring just outside the city. A fine man with a good eye for light gun shooters. You sure he works for a mini golf place? Gavin was talking with him and I overheard that now he works for some group called Nostalgia Commodities. Have you heard of
Deco Nami.
A tricky gambit, but it paid off. From across the room, Gavin offers me a brief nod of approval. Hamza strides out to the middle of the room and claps his hands sharply for attention.
Franco Sterling, you will present yourself to Hamza immediately.
Something wrong, Hamza? Yes, Hamza has been a fool. He has not been diligent in determining friend from foe.
This displeases Hamza.
And you, Franco Sterling, are foe to all hard-working arcades and collectors. You work for Deco. Gavin Cooper has identified you as a minion of the adversary. Hang on a second. What is my one rule, Franco Sterling? All sales are final. What is my other rule, Franco Sterling? Okay, look, I think you've got Deco all wrong. He's just a hard-working American businessman who...
You dare invoke the wrath of Hamza?
Who would see the entire industry devolve into a series of children's casinos, spinning out tickets at the pull of a slot machine lever. He has no love of games. The only thing he loves is greed, and I am not describing the terrible salads in his family restaurants. Be gone. Be gone from Hamza's sight immediately, Franco Sterling. Sterling cast an angry look at my way, and at Gavin, the one who fingered him. Well, thanks for screwing us both over, Gavin. Deco doesn't forgive those who mess with his busyness, or those who fail him. You could have left my name out of this, Hamza. And why? The others should know you have worked in their interests. None of us wish to see that monopolistic tycoon consume the entire arcade industry.
Deco Nami shall find no succor in the halls of Hamza.
Gavin Cooper J. Johnson. Hamza considers you as friends. Thank you for purging my gala of that foul influence. Funny, considering Gavin specifically said he didn't consider Hamza a friend. I guess that doesn't work both ways, as Hamza offers both of us a warm smile of gratitude. At which point Naomi comes running up the stairs, along with several others who were busy scouting out the games below. What's going on? I heard shouting. Hamza has ejected a representative of the Dark Carnival known as Deco's Palace from our midst. and not soon enough in Hamza's opinion. Oh, okay. I guess everything's fine then. Excuse me, I'm going to go get my work apron on since we will be moving games soon. Naomi, if you don't mind, after you change, we should coordinate our wish list. I want to get that settled before the auction begins. No, don't leave me alone with the bacchanalian orgy master. Excellent. Now let us resume the social amusements and jocularities. Jane Johnson, we will speak, yes? Hamza leads me off, away from the chattering crowd, presumably not to eat me, or yell at me, or anything like that.
I make it a point to get to know all who attend my gatherings. Clearly, I have been remiss, as I allowed one who works with the hated Dekonami to enter. Hamza would like to know you better, my friend. Not that Hamza assumes you to be a spy, of course. It is simply a matter of what is proper and right.
I'm just a floor attendant for the Funplex. Not much else to say.
Come now. Surely there's more to you than that. Share with Hamza. Consider me an impartial third party. Surely there are matters that occupy your mind which would be inappropriate to air to your business partners?
Okay, this guy is clearly on a fishing expedition for dirt. Considering the high court of arcade royalty I'm supping with, maybe it's best not to give him anything. But I also don't want to make relations difficult for the Funplex if this guy is really a leading supplier of cheap arcade games. Honestly, I have had a long run of bad luck. I won't bore you with the whole story, but the TLDR is that my family's had a curse of bad luck for quite a few years. Moving from city to city, job to job, after I left home, I couldn't find a stable work. Not until the Funplex, I guess. I'm determined to make this work, but I will admit I'm in a vulnerable position. It's not exactly a jet-setting executive role.
Hamza agrees.
Yes, I see the dilemma you face. I have seen it many times before. In fact, including firsthand. Yes, I have known hardship. We all have. In the course of events, you're not alone in that condition, Jade Johnson.
Hamza began as a mere urban explorer and hunter of rare objects for a wealthy buyer in Dubai. You see, many debts pursued me, and in return for assistance in paying them, I stocked the arcade of his dreams. In time, my patron released me entirely from the woes of debt. They were difficult years, productive years to be certain, and throughout them, Hamza learned how to use the mystique of being Hamza to better achieve his goals. Now I stand before you with power, and with hard-earned respect for that power. I leverage it to ensure that those who respect games as I do can enjoy them, even if they lack coin. But yes, I have known hardship. We all have in the course of events. You are not alone in that condition, my friend.
Okay, so how do I get out of that condition? Do I need to indebt myself to a wealthy prince or something too?
No. You will need the will to dream and the will to work. The will to make the trade-offs that will bring you closer to your ambitions.
Francine was mentioning something about that earlier. Wisdom and beauty, that is Francine. I'm trying not to make trade-offs though, not to settle. My parents, they gave me up on so much just to barely scrape by. That is the puzzle, is it not? What to trade? Now allow me to regale you with a story. Hamza makes a sweeping gesture to the beautiful ruin of the Donnerwood Mansion and to an oil painting hanging on the wall. At one time, Donna Michaels was a star on the rise. She had all she could ever desire and indulged her desires all day long.